We're going live, bud. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie along with Mark Walls, Kevin Ritchie, Toby Murray. We're at Ishmael Stadium, Lexington, Kentucky. Within seeing distance of Commonwealth Stadium, tonight's high school football game should be a good one. Two of the top-ranked teams in the surrounding Fayette County area. Lafayette Generals coming with a record of 3-1. They defeated Boone County last week, 56-7. Scott County comes in with a record of 3-1, suffering their first defeat of the season last week up at Cincinnati, Ohio at Elder High School. A very competitive game for Scott County. Couple 3 miscues, couple of unnecessary penalties. Ending result, Scott County takes it on the chin by Elder, 35-17. Great night for football here tonight. Should be a very good game, very athletic game. A lot of things on the line. We'll do this. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll get into the details, season stats for both teams, talk about the starters and keys to the game, and get ready for some Friday night football here in Lexington, Kentucky on the Scott County Sports Network.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's action.
The Shanghai Express Chinese restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
Welcome back to Ishmael Stadium here tonight in Lexington, Kentucky on the campus of Lafayette High School as we prepare to watch your Scott County Cardinals battle the Lafayette Generals. In looking at season stats, we'll first go over Scott County. For the year, they're averaging 42.5 points per game. Total offense of 1,852 yards. That's 490 passing and 1,362 on the run. Year-to-date, led in rushing by Keith Guy, averaging 105 yards a game, 8.9 yards an average, followed up by Noah Hughes at 85 yards, 6.0 yards per carry. Josh Davis, the quarterback, has a 208-point efficiency on 22 completions on 32 attempts, only one pick, completing 69% of his passes, 4 TDs, averaging about 99 yards a game. On the receiving end, the freshman Glenn Covington, averaging 16.3 yards per catch, has 2 TDs on the season, averaging about 71 yards a game. So when you look at Scott County, they've been kind of run-oriented again this year with the wing T. Of course, the backfield is loaded when you look at Keith Guy, the leading rusher, and we talked about Noah Hughes at the fullback spot, but then the other halfback is shared time between Dylan Smith and Kendrick Hamilton. Both those guys are very, very capable, averaging 11.7 and 13.4 yards per carry, respectively. We'll take a break here on the Scott County Sports Network, and we'll come back and go over Lafayette, and then we'll kind of come back after that, go over game comparisons of what we feel like each team needs to do. A lot of things at stake, as Mike mentioned earlier today. Got a lot of things going on at the stadium. Mark Stoops is in the house, so it should be a good football game. This is Scott County Cardinal football on the Scott County Sports Network.
Time for oral surgery. You need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
The Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown, is proud to be the exclusive hotel provider for Scott County Athletics. As Georgetown's premier hotel, Hilton Garden Inn provides comfortable accommodations, flexible meeting space, and a full-service restaurant just inside the lobby. Come join us for daily home-cooked specials in the All-American Grill, which is open for both breakfast and dinner. A winning team, the Scott County Cardinals, and the Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown.
United Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs, and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Great rendition of the national anthem by the Lafayette High School band here tonight. Pretty good crowd, Lafayette, about three-quarters of the way full. On their side, Scott County travels as well as any team in the state of Kentucky. They've got a pretty good crew over on the visiting sidelines as well. Mark talked about the season stats for Scott County, Mark. I haven't even looked at the stats, but pretty much when you look at Lafayette, you start with Walker Wood. He's their leading, obviously he's their quarterback, everything junior. Pretty high rated, also their leading rusher. But what are some of the other details with Lafayette from a season stats perspective?
Well, the thing that stuck out for me, Mike, is it's like flipping a coin because, I talked about Scott County averaging 42.5 points a game. Lafayette's averaging 41.5. Total offense for the year is 1,745 is what they're averaging. That's broken out 982 yards rushing to 763, but you're only talking 100 yards difference in total offense. When you look at what you're talking about, Walker Wood, he's averaging 10.2 yards a carry, 72 yards a game rushing. He's followed up by Mason Allstat, who's averaging 16.9, averaging about 59 yards a game. But when you look at what Walker Wood does passing, Mike, he's got an efficiency rating of 144.2, 56 completion on 97 attempts, 0 interceptions. He's completing almost 58% of his passes. He's got 6 TDs. He averages 191 yards passing, so he's well over 200 yards in total offense for the Lafayette Generals, and he makes them go. But like I said, the main thing when you look at these that stuck out to me is almost a mirror of total stats. So both teams are able to put some points on the board and go up on the offensive side of the football.
And the thing about it is, Mark, I look back at their individual stats. Lafayette had trouble against Trinity when they kind of keep Walker Wood in check from a running perspective. He pretty much is his own shotgun type of or wildcat type of player. He can run immediately out of that in like a wildcat formation, but also he's a very, very good quarterback from the throwing perspective. So I think obviously Walker Wood is the key to the ball game for Scott County. Now the one thing that we talk about it, and really where I think Scott County, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, where Scott County's kind of widened the gap, so to speak, with the teams in Lexington is from the special teams. Scott County dominant in all phases of the special teams, so it's going to be interesting tonight to see from a Lafayette perspective. Walker Wood is their punter. Colton Dupree Dupre is their kicker. And that's pretty much where Scott County has had the advantage when you look at over the last 4 or 5 year run when they've kind of separated themselves from the Lexington schools.
Yeah, very good point. And like I said, one of the keys that I had written up just coming into the game, looking at what I thought Scott County had to do, was basically that everybody on defense has to concentrate on doing their job, staying in their lanes. Don't over pursue, stay in your position because of what Walker Wood's ability to do with the football. And I was just surprised, Mike, with you at the score of the Trinity game. I thought Walker Wood his ability to run and pass would keep that game a little bit closer. The other thing that I think that Scott County, speaking of them, that they need to do tonight is they need to control the clock. Over the past 2 years, they've really scored at a lot quicker pace than what we are historically used to seeing Scott County do, and that's fine, but the best way to handle Walker Wood tonight is keep him sitting on the bench when you're putting together long drives. And, the other thing that Scott County needs to do tonight, Mike, and you mentioned it, we're talking about the Elder game, need to keep their emotions in check because penalties did hurt them up in Cincinnati. I really would have liked to have seen what that ball game would have been without the 2 fumbles and some of those personal fouls in the first half, what it would have been. And, of course, we can play what-ifs all night. But then, Mike, on the converse side, if you're Lafayette, I think you've got to protect Walker Wood, from the blitz and give him those lanes to run. You've got to let him use his legs and his intelligence on the football field to give you every advantage that you can.
So Scott County wins the coin flip. They decide to take the football. Lafayette will defend the north end zone. So it's going to be a good one here. Lafayette in the navy blue pants, red jerseys with white Generals across the front, blue numbers trimmed in white. Scott County in the road white uniforms with the red sleeves, red numbers. And Mark, still, what do you think about those helmets? They've got that stripe down the center we've not seen before, and they've also got SC on one side and their number on the other side. So a little bit of a pseudo-Alabama going on here.
Yeah, I like it. We've talked for years that, the plain red helmet, it would kind of be nice if they put the number on one side and kind of emulate Bama, and, it looks as good as we thought it would, Mike.
All righty. Getting set for tip-off here, Mark. When you're watching the ball game there at home, there's 2 big guys here that are supposedly D1, 4-star, 5-star types of athletes for Lafayette. The first one that comes to mind is number 67, Landon Young, and also the new guy that's kind of sprung onto the scene is number 73, Jedrick Wills. But to show you how good they are, Coach Mark Stoops in UK is playing Florida tomorrow evening. We saw Coach Stoops down on the sideline, and just so coincidentally happened to be on that Lafayette sideline. So I think he's here letting Landon Young and Jedrick Wills know, hey, we really want you to play right over there about 2 miles away at Commonwealth Stadium.
Well, yeah, and he just got up off the bench and is walking toward the field to get a better view. I was wondering if the referee's going to make him stay in the box. That's what I want to ask.
Yeah, and I don't think I think he'll watch this one a little bit more and not be as animated as he was. He's saving that up for tomorrow night when Kentucky takes on the Gators of Florida. And Mark, might be time for that streak to end.
Yeah, when you just look at it, it's time. UK's had their opportunities over the years, and it's almost kind of like the streak against Trinity. At some point, that's got to break for us and, get over the hump. And I think that same thing can be said for most of the Lexington Central Kentucky teams when they travel to Louisville to do that. That streak needs to end as well.
Got Colton Dupre kicking off for Lafayette. Back deep for Scott County. Number 8, Dylan Smith, and number 2, Keith Guy. Eric Shaw doing a fine job here at Lafayette. Kind of getting the mojo turned around. Here's the onside kick. He gets through the first wave of defenders. Open football. Eric Abney picks it up at the 31-yard line. And a good job. Anytime that onside kick gets past that front line, kind of scares you a little bit. But Scott County will start 1st and 10 here at Ishmael Stadium on the campus of Lafayette High School. Expecting a good ball game here tonight.
Yeah, and when you talk about Eric Abney, he's having one heck of a senior year, Mike. He's been a good athlete. He's contributed the last 2 years, but as a senior, he's really stepped up. He's averaging 13.5 tackles on the defensive side of the football, and on special teams, he's showing you right there why he's a valuable member. Like I said, he went and got the football. He didn't wait for it to get to anyone. He went and got it.
The center QB snap fumbled a couple of times last week. We'll see how Scott County does. Josh Davis under center. Quick give up to the middle to Noah Hughes, and pretty much you can win a lot of money if you bet that play as the first running play for Scott County on a weekly basis. I think you'd win more times than not. Pick up a 5 yards on the play. And again, like we say, you got to stop that, or Coach McKee, he'll run that play all night long. And Scott County picks up 5 right there. On the tackle for Lafayette is number 50, Dylan McKinney. So 2nd and 5, Josh Smith under center. Quick snap, right side, Keith Guy. He gets through the front line, and Keith Guy, one guy to beat. And he's going to win that foot race. So Scott County doesn't take them long. They go 50. You want to say 62 yards, Mark?
Sounds good to me. I'm just sitting there thinking it took him 2 runs to do that last week against Elder, and he does it the first time he touches on the power sweep right. And Keith Guy, as we've talked, Mike, he's got that extra gear in the hole. He just pulled away from the Lafayette defenders. But if you're Scott County, that's a big, big first possession to get the score and get points on the board, because you want to stay ahead of the curve. You don't want to try to play from behind against Lafayette.
So Tyler Dummer with the snap down from Eric Abney. The kick is up. And the kick is good, so Scott County quickly, 11:20 to go, so that means only 40 seconds off the clock. Scott County up 7-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for more on the Scott County Sports Network.
The Hockensmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at HockensmithAgency.com. The Hockensmith Agency, providing coverage for the Motorist Insurance Group for all your insurance needs.
People's Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, Mark Walls, Kevin Ritchie, Toby Murray. 11:20 to go in the first quarter. Scott County up 7-0. Here's the kick from Dummer. Back deep for the Generals.
And it will be a touchback.
There's number 1, Mason Allstat, number 8, Quentin Brown, and number 11, Rayshawn Ragland. That's probably the only time you'll hear him tonight as another kickoff goes into the end zone. So Lafayette starts the possession 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And again, Lafayette's offense starts with the quarterback, number 9, Walker Wood. Running backs, number 11, Rashawn Ragland, and number 1, Mason Allstott. 3 wide receivers. Number 8, Quentin Brown. Number 17, Mason Guilfoyle. And number 7, Daquan Edwards for Lafayette. Lafayette goes 2 wide to the bottom of the screen, 1 wide to the top. Walker Wood will run from the shotgun most of the night.
And a little change, it looks like they got Young and Willis lined up on the same side, Mike. Lord have mercy, that left side of the offensive line is big.
Wood going for the fly pattern. He has him beat, Walker Wood. Just a little bit long, pass intended for number 7, Daquan Edwards, on the coverage for Scott County.
Gabe Hobson.
Number 10, Gabe Hobson. He'll be easy to find. He's got that lime green T-shirt underneath his pads. So 2nd down and 10, Lafayette. Fake the handoff to Mason Allstott. Walker Wood tries to hit the home run. Good coverage by Scott County as the pass is a little bit long, intended for Daquan Edwards. So 11:15 to go here in the first quarter. Toby Murray doing a good job running the camera tonight. Kevin Ritchie behind the computer. Walker Wood, direct snap to him and a direct run. He carries Scott County. Picks up looks like it's going to be just short of a first down.
Kendrick Hamilton in on the tackle from the middle linebacker spot with a little help from Tyler Braxton. Tyler Braxton also having an outstanding senior year, Mike.
They're going to give him a pickup of 10 yards, so it'll be a first down. Again, that was a Wildcat-type run out of the quarterback. Direct snap, obviously back to him, but he never thought about handing it off or passing it. He automatically hit that left side behind the big guys. Landon Young and Jedrick Wills on that left side. Walker Wood looking for the slant to Mason Allstott. He picks it up at the 45. A good job. Tackled by Keyshawn Brent. In Scott County territory, just inside the Scott County 44-yard line.
Yeah, nice tackle there, but that was a nice play. Mason Allstott in that slot. He's going to be tough to cover right there, Mike. And automatically Scott County's going to call a timeout. Monty McIntyre wants to talk about it.
So the first time out of the night, defensive coordinator Monty McIntyre says, I need one. So with 10:40 to go, we'll take one as well. Scott County up 7-0. Lafayette moving here on the Scott County Sports Network. Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. A nice run for 10-yard pickup by Walker Wood, then a nice slant pass to Mason Allstad, who kind of scampered out of the backfield into the slots position. Scott County didn't pick him up, and he picks up a nice gain just inside the Scott County 45-yard line. So back to live action. Walker Wood in the shotgun. Allstad in motion. High snap. Handoff to Allstad coming around the left side. He turns it back. Splits the defenders. Gabe Hobson and Dylan Smith stops the touchdown run. And Scott County's got to stop that play. Another 24-yard pickup.
Nice play right there. Nice cutback by Allstad. He saw the gap and cut it back against the grain and almost took it to the house, Mike.
So first down and 10, just outside the 21-yard line. The Generals on the move. Scott County only took them 40 seconds to score on a 62-yard touchdown run from Keith Guy. In motion, Allstott. They fake the handoff. There's a wide open in the middle. Number 17, Matthew Guilfoyle.
That wasn't even close. There wasn't a Scott County defender. There was a mix-up somewhere because there wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him.
So that's a 21-yard TD pass from Wood to Guilfoyle, and Colton Dupre in for the extra point. Holding number 9, Walker Wood. Snap is down, and the kick is up and good. So 10:04 to go. Offense in full motion for both teams. Lafayette scores. 21-yard touchdown pass. Walker Wood to Guilfoyle. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right after this on the Scott County Sports Network.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Lafayette answers the bell, Mark, and that's what we saw last week against Elder. Elder and Scott County back and forth. Might be another game just like that. The first team to make a mistake might be to the point of getting down so much they can't catch up.
Well, yeah, like I said, both defenses kind of struggling here tonight early because both offenses showed why they're both 3-1, and while both sides are excited about what this season brings for their football program.
So Colton Dupre with the kickoff, onside kick again at the 10-yard line.
That's a
good job, Lafayette, number 25 for Lafayette. Quantaze Cooper deflects it about the 49-yard line. Then it's picked up. Did you get the number of the player that picked it up for Lafayette?
Did not see the number. They all got around him so quick.
I think it looks like it was number 3, Colton Dupre. He gets a slap on the helmet.
Coach McKee's all the way out to midfield to call for a timeout, and I think they're questioning right here whether or not Lafayette touched the ball before it went 10 yards, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Yep, they're
illegal touch.
Illegal touch against Lafayette. I thought he hit it about the 49-yard line myself, but if you're a Scott County fan, we're not going to argue about that one.
No, and I'm going to tell you, I really liked it. He really, all he did was batted it back away from the Scott County defender. Now, the big question is, if you're Lafayette, did the Scott County defender touch it? And I can't answer that question because I didn't see it close enough. But like I said, the Lafayette player did a nice job. He just kind of tapped it like he was trying to keep the rebound alive if you were playing basketball, and opened it up for his teammate to get it. And there wasn't a white jersey within 5 yards after he touched it, after he tapped it.
And again, the first onside kick, they got it past the front line. This time they got it past the front line, but didn't let it travel. Missed it by about a half a yard as Scott County will get it on the Lafayette side of the 50, starting their possession. So first break of the ball game goes to the Cardinals of Scott County.
And the thing about it, if you're Lafayette, you're giving Scott County a short field. They take possession at midfield.
Flag on the field is probably going to be a false start against Scott County, a 5-yard penalty. Scott County, Keith Guy, Noah Hughes in the backfield.
5-yard penalty.
Along with number 45. Is that Bryce Fryman? It is. Glenn Covington out wide to the top of your screen. Keith Guy in motion. Josh Davis under the center. Colbert McKee flips it to Bryce Fryman. One thing about Bryce Fryman, a lot of speed, but you can tell the youth right there. He did a great job. Picked up about 5 yards. Going to be enough for a first down. Gets the penalty back. But you can see a young player like that, what do they try to do? They try to use that speed instead of looking for the blockers, and that's the biggest improvement that you can say Keith Guy and all the good ones at Scott County. Once they get that, then they incorporate the speed with the ability to follow the blockers. That's where the danger of the Scott County wing tee comes into play.
Yeah, they just need to develop some patience, and that just takes time. Like I said, we've seen it. You can name about 7 off the top of your head of the last 7 or so really good running backs that all have learned that from the time they were a sophomore to their senior year. Huge advantage.
Flip it left side to Scott County. Keith Guy. Keith Guy lowers the head, picks up 11 yards. That'll be a good enough for a Scott County first down. Scott County on the move again. They have first down on the Lafayette General 37-yard line. Quick handoff up the middle to Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes does a great job. He knows what his job is. That's running north to south, and he picks up 8 yards on that carry.
Eric Shaw says he's seen enough.
Eric Shaw, not only the head coach, but the defensive coordinator. He says, I'll take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well here. 9 minutes to go. Knotted at 7. Scott County on the move here on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
Time for oral surgery. You need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, Mark Walls, Kevin Ritchie, Toby Murray. Coach Eric Shaw trying to stem the tide. Didn't work so well for Coach McIntyre in the last possession for Scott County, so we hope the same result for those defensive coordinators.
Yeah, I think, what was it, maybe 2 plays max when Monty called the timeout that Lafayette standing in the end zone. So let's see if that gives Scott County the edge here.
So Scott County, they called it short, 2nd down and 1.
Kendrick Hamilton in at the other halfback spot now with Keith Guy.
If it's 2nd and 1, it should be 3rd and 1 because he had the penalty, and this will be the 3rd play without a first down. Keith Guy says, I've got this. Nice stiff arm to the right side, down to about the 16-yard line. Didn't see the tackler, Mark. Can you pick it up?
Too far away, Mike.
That's one thing about it. The new stadiums here in Lexington, Kentucky for all the public high schools, they're really, really nice, but they made them general purpose. With the field will contain a soccer actual field with some extra room on the side. When you do that, you're so far away, especially when you're up at the top of the bleachers. So apologize for not getting the numbers, but we're just 2 old fat guys doing the best we can. False start, Scott County.
Second time in a...
So Scott County was able to recoup and recover from the first 5-yard penalty. We'll see what they want to do right here. 1st and 15 for Scott County on the 21-yard line. In motion, Kendrick Hamilton, hand up the middle to Noah Hughes. They sniffed that one out. A pickup of about 3 yards for Noah Hughes. I look for Glenn Covington to come up right here. Had a tough week last week at Elder. But has had a big season for Scott County as a true freshman.
Well, yeah, and his coming out party was right here in Ishmael Stadium.
Josh Davis fakes the throw. Good block downfield. And Josh Davis out, and they're going to call a penalty on that.
They're going to call, it's going to be offsetting, I think. I think you got, it might be the yellow stripe for the box on the. I thought I had looked like a holding. They were going to call a hold on Keith Guy on the block, but then they've got a roughing the ball carrier on out of bounds against Lafayette, so I think they're going to be offsetting, I think.
So we'll set and see here. Great job of Keith Guy blocking downfield. A great job by Josh Davis faking the throw a couple times to give himself the opportunity to pick up some extra yards.
And there is a flag right there at the corner of the box.
We'll check the referee. He's going to give us the holding against Scott County, so it'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul there.
So they're going to move that.
They're going to back that up 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And then personal foul, Lafayette.
And that's going to be half the distance from the 19-yard line. So the net of that is a half a yard gain for Scott County, and we'll replay the down.
And a personal foul against Lafayette.
So it was a late hit out of bounds against Lafayette. And again, after all of that, Scott County loses a half a yard. And it'll be second down and 2 for Scott County.
Yeah. Bizarre, isn't it?
Make that second down and 3 for Scott County at the 12-yard line.
Eric Shaw wants an explanation here.
And the thing about with Eric Shaw and Coach McKee, both of those are big guys. When they usually ask for an explanation, they kind of get it.
Yeah, but that's kind of short because it's over.
I didn't say they'd like the results, but, you know.
Now.
So Scott County, 8:02 to go in the first quarter. We're knotted at 7 apiece.
You got a sideline warning, Scott County.
Sideline warning against Scott County. That makes the Lafayette fans happy, but I'll tell you what, if that's all you need to make you happy. So 8:02 to go. We're back to live action. Couple of penalties, a couple of explanations, and a sideline warning. Gets it back to second down and 3. We're going to go left side. Kendrick Hamilton, he's behind a wall of blockers. Powers it down inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
Nice job of being patient right there.
Good job of Trey Bender leading the way right there. And looks like a Lafayette General. A little bit knocked up on the tackle, number 23, Ian Shaw. And number 13, Javarius Blair. So it'll be first and goal, 3-yard line. Scott County knocking on the door again.
And Noah Hughes just bouncing off.
Noah Hughes bouncing
off.
Touchdown. And a touchdown for Noah Hughes. Scott County's Noah Hughes, a 3-yard TD run.
It reminds me of the human pinball.
Yep. It reminds me of a guy that's smart enough to know what his job is. And he's been doing it for about 2.5 years now. And Scott County takes the lead, 13-7. 7:52 to go. The long snapper for Scott County is Brian Hudson, another freshman getting a lot of playing time on the line and also long snapping. He's just 6'4", 225, Mark. Dummer with the half-step kick. Up and through. It's good. So the extra point is good. Scott County regains the lead, 14-7. 7:52 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back right after this on the Scott County Sports Network. The Scott County Public Library allows 3-week checkouts. This allows you to enjoy your favorite books, movies, and DVDs free of charge. Unlike a credit card, we don't charge interest. We save you money. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just use your library card and PIN number to put books or movies on hold or download ebooks and free music. Scott County Public Library. Every day, every aid. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mark, Scott County, well-oiled machine offensively. Overcame a couple of penalties there of illegal procedure. Then we had the offsetting penalties with Josh Davis getting tackled out of bounds. Scott County's Noah Hughes, 3-yard touchdown run. Scott County back up 14-7. Back deep for Lafayette, number 1, Mason Allstott, number 8, Quentin Brown. Tyler Dummer, this time there's going to be a return unless Allstott lets it bounce. He says, I'll let it go inside the end zone and out the back. We'll start on our 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Lafayette.
Kind of interesting that he didn't try to pick that up, but I reckon he just judged the hop, and since it didn't come up clean, decided to just let it go through the end zone, and they'll start from the 20. And once again, Scott County's defense got to kind of figure this offense out a little bit, Mike. They lost a couple of receivers on the slant that wide open.
All righty, while we get a chance to get started here, we'd like to thank our corporate sponsors of Scott County, Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery, Scott County Physical Therapy, and Frank Shoup Chevrolet, helping us bring the internet broadcast. Also, we got Greens, Toyota, Galvin's, Georgetown Hospital, Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown, Scott County, Kentucky Farm Bureau, Steve Skierman, and United Bank. Thanks for your sponsorship of Scott County Sports. New quarterback in for Lafayette. He hands it off to Mason Allstott, and Allstott brought down from behind after a pickup of about 11 yards.
Scott County had a chance. They almost had tackled both the quarterback and Allstott on the handoff, but wasn't able to pull him down. Nice run by Mason Allstott. And I believe that's Walker Wood back in at quarterback.
So Walker Wood
and Allstott.
Quarterback spot. Allstott behind him, or to the right of him. Split receivers on both sides. The pass is complete at the 38-yard line. And Cooper Robb on the tackle along with Hobson.
That's Gill.
And Matthew Guilfoyle.
They have found something right there in Scott County's coverage that they're going after, Mike. They kind of clear out deep, cut the receiver underneath, and he is wide open right now. It's just pitch and catch.
So Matthew Guilfoyle already has a touchdown catch and a pick up there. And gets Lafayette inside the Scott County territory at the 49-yard line. In the shotgun is Wood. Fakes a handoff to Allstott. Goes right side by himself.
Nice tackle by Tyler Braxton.
Tyler Braxton almost missed him, but he got just enough. Pickup of 2 yards.
But if he doesn't get him, he's got about 10 to 15 yards of space in front of him.
So 6:46 to go here in the first quarter. Both teams have used a timeout. Both of the teams have used it for a defensive purpose. And both teams in that timeout hasn't been successful stopping either offense here tonight as Allstott gets the handoff. Tripped up again by Tyler Braxton.
Looks like Jeremiah Happy.
Jeremiah Happy. Good job as well.
I'm going to tell you what, when you get Allstott and Wood back there, you've got two quick runners, almost matching what Scott County's got in the backfield.
Daniel Perkins and Jeremiah Happy, both the interior linemen, in on that tackle for Scott County. A third down and a long 5 yards. We go under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Glad you could join us here tonight on the Scott County Sports Network. Special shout out to the production truck. That's the software of choice for the Scott County Sports Network this year.
Jeremiah
Happy. A little bit too happy right there.
Yeah, it's a big
offsides, and that's going to make it 4th down and short. And there's a big difference because now Lafayette can pretty much run or pass, and that makes Walker Wood that much more dangerous. So 3rd and inches here as the referee tells us what the penalty was. We can see it right here on the computer screen. Jeremiah Happy jumps offside. And one thing about it, if there's one guy that shouldn't jump offside, it's the guy that's looking right at the football, right?
That's exactly what Coach is saying. You're lined up over the ball, son.
So 3rd and short, Walker Wood. 3 receivers to the right. Solo receiver at the top of the screen. Allstott. Last time he did this, he wide open down the middle. This time Walker Wood doesn't get touched until he picks up 3 yards. So we get it down to the 35-yard line. Tyler Braxton on the initial hit for Scott County. And Kendrick Hamilton in there as well. So 1st and 10, Lafayette.
Just kind of watch this, Mike. The last 3 snaps have been kind of high. Walker Wood's been able to catch him, but it could throw off the timing a little bit. Scott County might catch a break.
Yeah, Will Bischoff, the center for Lafayette. Wood fakes it to the right side. On the move, wide open.
Oh.
In the middle is number 37 for the Generals, Matthew Silvestri.
And there's a flag.
Matthew Silvestri would like to have that one back, as he was wide open. We'll see what the penalty is. They're moving it back, so it must be against Lafayette. It is holding against the Generals.
Wow.
And that hurts because it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And the flag was thrown 6 yards deep in the backfield. So that'll make it 1st down and let's say 26 yards. Is that a good guess?
It'd be close. You're not Andy, but you're close.
I understand. So Walker Wood looking to get the call from the offensive coordinator of the Generals, Alex Matthews. That name rings a bell, Mark?
Quarterback at Shelby County and at Georgetown College, if I'm correct.
You are correct. Walker Wood fakes the handoff to Allstott. He's in the backfield. He gets on the outside edge, and there's the blocker set up, almost like a punt return. And Walker Wood turns a busted play almost into a pretty nice gain.
Just quick feet. He was able to bounce that outside not once but twice.
And you remember Shelby County, Alex Matthews was a quarterback when they came to Scott County in the playoffs and put a hurting on us. We might have got him that scholarship at Georgetown College with I think he put up 56 points on us that night. And that
over
was
500 yards.
That was a shootout, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. They just had the ball last. But give them credit.
So 2nd down and 21 for the Generals. Or excuse me, they changed it to 17. So pickup of 5 yards for Walker Wood.
There's that inside screen.
Pass is complete to number 8, Quentin Brown. Scott County with the tackle, Trey Bender.
Now it looks like it's back to 3rd and 10.
Yes, 3rd and 10.
The original line of scrimmage.
So pickup of 7 yards on the play. Scott County scores in 2 plays to kick off the football game. 62-yard run by Keith Guy. Lafayette comes back on a 21-yard touchdown pass to Walker Wood to Matthew Guilfoyle to make it 7-up. Noah Hughes comes back with a 3-yard touchdown. That's where we're at, 14-7. Walker Wood back. Pass is complete and dropped and picked up by number 8.
They're going to say he had possession.
They're going to say he had possession, so he gets a fumble and a fumble recovery. More importantly, a 1st down on the 3rd and 10 play. Pick up a 15 yards. Lafayette inside the 20. Red zone scoring opportunity.
Got to give hats off. It's been after the penalty, you kind of thought that might stall the drive, but Lafayette's done a masterful job of getting right back down here in the red zone.
It's been all offensive so far. Keith Guy, 86 yards for Scott County. Mason Allstott, 23 yards rushing and 26 yards passing, or receiving, excuse me. 3 receivers to the left. He'll throw it up. Dylan Smith, good pass coverage. Turns around just in time.
Yeah, that was nice. I didn't know if he was going to get turned around, but he did. That's one of the things Monty McIntyre has been so good at teaching the defensive back is to maintain that contact but interior positioning and to look back for the ball.
I thought when Woods let it go, Daquan Edwards was going to make the play, but good job by Dylan Smith. Turn around at the last minute, kind of reading the eyes of the receiver. Turns around and gets in the way.
Keith Guy in now at the left corner.
New running back in for Lafayette. Number 33, Javarius Robinson. They give it off to Robinson. He's open, step for one player. Tyler Braxton, he's had about 4 tackles already. Good job by Braxton, leading the defense of Scott County.
All step back in.
So Lafayette taking their time. As you said, Mason Allstat back in the game. Quentin Brown to the bottom of the screen. 3 receivers up to the top. 3rd down and 7 for the Generals. Big play. Run all the way. Walker Wood splits the defenders. Comes back to the middle. Pays for it a little bit. Cooper Robb at the feet.
Yeah, that was a nice move. Not for sure if he hadn't lowered his head, he might have gotten in. But
Gavin Hernandez with the tackle. Pickup is good enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. And again, Walker Wood kind of reminds me of Scott County's running backs we talk about. Very patient, hits the spot, and does a good job getting to the hole once it's there.
Well, with as much size as he's got on the left side with Willis and Young on the guard and the tackle, you don't worry about anybody getting to his blind side.
You got Jedrick Wills and Landon Young. Both of those qualify for their big men. Wood with the hitch is good.
And that
is Brown to Lafayette, a 4-yard TD pass. Walker Wood to Quentin Brown. So we'll see if Dupre can come in and tie this ball game up. 2:38 to go here in the first quarter. 14-13 is your score. A battle of offenses up to this point. And what's impressive, Mark, both offenses have basically overcome penalties.
Yeah, it's not been a clean game for either team.
So the extra point is good. So 2:38 to go. 14-14 is your score. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Both teams rolling here on the Scott County Sports Network. September is Hispanic Heritage Month at the Scott County Public Library. Take free Latin dance classes, enter our salsa recipe contest, enjoy a Latin American travel log with world traveler Ryan Kelly, and rock to the tunes of Grupo Zeramar and his band at Royal Spring Park on September 26th at 4 p.m. Call the library or visit our website, www.scottpublive.org, to learn more. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network, Mark. Like we talked about it, both teams 2 for 2 on the offensive possessions. That's why we're knotted up at 14. And more impressively, from an offensive standpoint, both offensive teams have overcome penalties. Lafayette was 1st and 26 there and was able to convert. Scott County had a holding penalty down here. Our legal procedures, 2 of them, and they were 1st and 15 and able to convert. So both teams converting and running on all cylinders offensively. Scott County's got to be ready for this onside kick right here.
Well, they've tried it every time.
There's another one. Gets past the defenders. Eric Edney picks it up. This time he's going to run with it. He picks it up at the 35. Gets it out to the 39.
That's pretty, Mike, he's coming from the left side to pick that up in the middle. So, give him hats off because, again, he doesn't wait for it. He goes and gets it. That time he was able to catch it clean and turn it upfield for a little bit. Got to remember, he started out as a halfback, so he's got the ability to run. But Scott County's done a pretty decent job of handling that tonight.
So Scott County comes out as a unit, getting direction from the run game coordinator, Scott Willard, and the head coach, Jim McKee.
With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Noah Hughes unless they can prove they can stop it.
Instead, they go Keith Guy right side. He gets past the first guy. Stiff arm, picks up 10. They're going to get a flag on the play.
They're going to call
probably holding against Scott County.
Either holding, they're going to call him for a face mask, which is an unusual call typically on a stiff arm.
We'll see what it is. He picks up 9 yards on the run. No, they're going to say face mask, personal foul perspective from Lafayette. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. That's 2 personal fouls against the General. They had the late hit down here on Josh Davis out of bounds. And there's a 15-yard variety. Not what you want if you're Lafayette.
Okay. I don't care.
So 1st and 10 for Scott County. 38-yard line. Noah Hughes up the middle. Noah Hughes picks up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And the offensive lineman we were talking about, Mark Jedrick Wills, number 73, and number 67, Landon Young. So they're going to play a little bit of defensive line right here. And they're big guys, but Scott County, it's all about angles in this wing tee. They've made a lot of defensive linemen look bad. Quick pitch left side. Let's run away from Landon Young and his buddies. They go to Keith Guy. Keith Guy down to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for Scott County coming up.
Looked like DeQuise Sharp was in over there, as well as Jarvis Blair on the tackle for Lafayette. That is 2 big defensive ends.
So 1:22 to go here, first quarter, 14-14. Scott County 1st and 10 and moving. Keith Guy. They plug the hole right there. Keith Guy nowhere to go. He gets stopped for no gain. On the tackle, number 35, Wes Kirk, the inside linebacker for Lafayette. Stop the hole, and we're under a minute and running here in the first quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals. Glad you could join us here tonight on the Scott County Sports Network, bringing you Scott County athletics all season long.
Inside handoff. Oh, what a hit.
Kendrick Hamilton ran into somebody. We'll get the number of that bus here in a minute. That's all I like right there. Didn't get the tackler. They're going to say it was Jedrick Wills, but I don't think that was who hit him.
I want to say Shaw from one of the linebackers, but they filled that hole, and like I said, that was a bust, man.
So 3rd down and 8 for Scott County. Coach McKee's going to let it run down, I'd say, and get us to the end of the first quarter. We're not at 14, Scott County moving, but they got to have a big 3rd down play here when we return. All knotted up at Ishmael Stadium here at Lafayette High School. You're listening to the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot. All right. Here's a real Whitaker bank shot. Yes, sir. Here's the winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 1 quarter in the books. Scott County 14, Lafayette 14. Both offensives perfect, 2 for 2 in scoring opportunities here up to this point. Scott County, big offensive play coming up here, Mark. 3rd and 8, and you got the first quarter stats. Anything jump out at you?
Well, 108 yards in 1 quarter for Keith Guy, averaging 18 yards every time he touches the ball, Mike. That's just on 6 carries. Walker Wood, another good night, 6 for 8, 94 yards passing, 2 TDs already. Tyler Braxton with 4 tackles in that first quarter. Eric Abney with 2. Javarius Blair has 2.5, as so does Ian Shaw for Lafayette.
The Lafayette has 9 first downs. Scott County 4 for the first quarter. Big play coming up right here, Scott County. They cover the flat. It goes inside, Covington.
And that ball
is in the receiver, tipped by DeQuise Sharp. Big play right there. And I thought maybe Covington was going to pick it because DeQuise Sharp tried to catch it and it went off his hands. But it hits the ground, so it'll be 4th.
And the big thing there is he threw back across his body, which he wasn't able to get everything into it.
Yeah, Covington was open if he could have got a dart to him, but he was going the other way and going to his left, throwing back to his right. And here's Tyler Dummer.
Interesting move right here.
36-yard field goal attempt. Dummer, perfect 2 for 2 on the season mark. A little bit longer than his other 2, though. Eric Abney holding. Short snapper Alex Miller, and the kick is up.
And it's got plenty of leg, and it is good.
So a 36-yard field goal by Tyler Dummer gives Scott County the lead. 17-14 here. Mark, we'll just stick it right here. And again, I'm going to ask you, you get paid the big bucks. What have these defenses got to do? Because both teams offensively are running pretty good, all cylinders.
Well, if you're Scott County, and it's a double-edged sword, because somehow you've got to figure out how to put pressure on Walker Wood. The more you come with the blitz, the bigger chance you've got of creating a bigger avenue for him. And if he escapes, it's going to be a big play. So the trade-off is, do you get him and put the pressure that he can't do it, or do you give up that big play? Scott County, up until this point, has decided they're not willing to do that just yet. On the other side, Lafayette, and you saw that change when they put Wills and Young on the defensive line. They're trying to beef that up to kind of slow down that outside or that running game of Scott County. You're going to have to come up and try to put everybody in the box if you're Lafayette and make Josh Davis throw the football. Again, the flip side is if you give him a crease to Keith Guy, he's going, or Kendrick Hamilton or Dylan Smith, they're going to take it to the house. So interesting chess match.
Dummer with the kick. Mason Allstott into the end zone. Tries to one-hand grab it, Odell Beckham style. So 11:45 to go, 17-14, Scott County. They still score in the third possession, but you got to say advantage to Lafayette on that one because they held them to a field goal.
Well, and to be honest, the game should be tied because that ball should have been caught for the interception. Scott County very lucky to get the opportunity to put 3 points up on the board. But if you're Monty McIntyre, right here's a big stand. You'd like to be able to force them to punt the ball 3 and out because then that gives you a chance to go up 10 and maintain the lead even if Lafayette scores again, which at the pace you know they're going to score.
So Lafayette, Walker Wood in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the right. They get in their position, come back and look at the offensive coordinator. He gives them a number. And we're back live, ready to go here. Walker Wood, Mason Allstott to his right. Bowles it, hands it to Allstott, and Scott County's pressure. That play took a little bit too long to develop. Jeremiah Happy, Kevin Hernandez, Tyler Braxton in there for Scott County.
Yeah, and that's that high snap, and it makes it just messes the timing up enough. And that's what you saw right there because it took a little bit to get the ball back down to where you could make the handoff to Allstott.
So 2nd down and 9, a 1-yard pickup for Lafayette. So Scott County, their first goal here is to hold them to a field goal. Lafayette's got to go 80 yards. There's a high snap.
And Kendrick
Hamilton in no time back to get Walker Wood. So Scott County with the quarterback sack at the 10-yard line. Again, back-to-back high snaps. This one here is a little bit higher than normal.
And like I said, Mike, that's what we talked about earlier in the first quarter, that at some point that may come back to hurt them, and it has on these last 2 snaps because it's messed up the timing and really lucky there not to have a fumble. Now the question is you just don't want to give up the big play. It's 3rd and 21.
I think that's wrong, Mark. It's actually 3rd and 18, so the scoreboard is incorrect. Lafayette picked up 3rd and 16 a moment ago. We'll see what to do here. There's a 3rd bad snap in the row.
And that's a sack again.
Yep, Walker Wood with the sack for Scott County, number 89. And Josh Smith, a 5'11 senior, defensive end, in for some action. Big play right there. And the most important thing right there, the low snap into the ground, but when Walker Wood picked it up, Scott County had kind of swarmed him like an umbrella. He had nowhere to go. So Walker Wood in his end zone, kicking on 4th and 22. Back-to-back quarterback sacks for Scott County. Quick kick. Dylan Smith picks it up at the 44.
And he's on a run.
He's got a lane. Makes one guy miss. Finally brought down at about the 22-yard line. On the tackle, number 6, DeQuise Sharp, and a couple of friends, including number 21, Jared Corman.
You're starting at the 21-yard line. It's pretty good field position.
So Scott County, after their offense was held to a field goal, the defense snaps up big time, but you got to say a lot of that. 3 bad snaps in a row from the center to the quarterback, 2 of them high. The second one led to a quarterback sack. The third one was into the ground, and that led to a quarterback sack as well. And Lafayette has to call a timeout because they don't have the right personnel on the field. So 9:35 to go. Scott County 17. Lafayette 14. Scott County on the move again at the 21-yard line. We'll be back right after this on the Scott County Sports Network.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Green's Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Green's is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Green strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Green's continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Green's winning team. Green's Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think Green.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, Mark Walls, Toby Murray, Kevin Ritchie. Glad to be bringing you Scott County Athletics for our 8th season on the internet. We're at Ishmael Stadium on the campus of Lafayette High School, Lexington, Kentucky. Within the view of Commonwealth Stadium. They've got it lit up over there, Mark. Looks pretty nice from here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Like I said earlier, they were testing the scoreboard. You could almost sit here and watch the game if you just wanted to see the replay of the big scoreboard.
Coach Mark Stoops in the house tonight watching a couple of players from Lafayette. And you never can tell who else you might see. And there's one guy you might look at, Keith Guy, easily into the end zone, 21-yard touchdown run. Scott County's Keith Guy.
Well, and the interesting thing there was you almost had to think that somebody wasn't in the right spot to begin that play because there wasn't anybody on the outside for Lafayette.
And the miscue there is you had to call a timeout to get the right personnel in.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, something didn't go right for Lafayette right there because once he got outside the tackle, I mean, he just kind of walked in.
Dummer with the extra point. One-step kick up and good. So Scott County 24-14, 9:26 to go. Scott County 10 unanswered. We'll be back at the Scott County Sports Network with the kickoff right after this.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot.
Here's a real Whitaker bank shot. Yes, sir. Here's the winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 9:26 to go. 24-14. Let's look at that replay real quick on the nice run from Keith Guy. Keith Guy, quick handoff to Keith Guy. He goes right side. Great block there. And then once he gets that block, there's nobody within 20 feet of him as he goes untouched from 21 yards. Can't score much easier than that. So 2 touchdown runs for Keith Guy. 2 touchdown passes from the hands of Walker Wood. So the 2 best players on both teams holding up their end of the bargain. Tyler Dummer to Mason Allstott into the end zone. Again, that's his 4th one. So Lafayette 1st and 10 from the 20. We go back to live action here in a moment.
And just how important it is that you've seen what kind of athlete Mason Allstott is. We were fortunate enough when we came up and played Tates Creek in the opener. Lafayette played in that first game, and you saw what he was able to do off of the punt and kickoff and special teams. He's just an explosive athlete, and he's just negated right now. Tyler Dummer's taking him out of the football game on special teams.
So Walker Wood hopefully getting the QB exchange a little bit under control. 2 high snaps, 1 in the ground. Mason Allstott to his right. 3 receivers now in motion is Brown. He goes to the top of your screen. Stops in the slot. Walker Wood goes to the right. And they go back to Brown a little bit high and almost picked off by Cooper Robb after it goes off the hands of Quentin Brown.
I'm going to tell you what, though. He had some heat on that football.
Yeah. And really it was as an outside hitch to Quentin Brown. He broke it off and went back to the middle. And Walker Wood, like you say, probably about a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And those are tough to catch when they're above your head.
But this is a big possession for Lafayette. If you're Lafayette, you've got to get some points on the board right here. I don't think you want to give Scott County the chance to go up 3 scores.
So Edwards and Guilfoyle at the bottom of your screen, up to the top. Quentin Brown. Allstott directly behind Walker Wood this time. In motion, they fake the handoff. Walker Wood makes one guy miss. Pitches to Allstott. Cooper Robb.
Oh, good hit.
Gets past him. Great hit on the second Scott County defender. Scott County has a player down at the 22-yard line. So Scott County injured player on the field. What we'll do is we'll take a timeout. 9 minutes, 1 second to go. Scott County up 24-14 on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll be back right after this.
The Hockensmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at HockensmithAgency.com. The Hockensmith Agency, providing coverage for the Motorist Insurance Group for all your insurance needs.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. You see the Scott County defensive unit talking to Coach Monty McIntyre as Trainer Dan and Coach McKee look at the injured player for Scott County. Still haven't been able to pick a number. Looked like a lower leg injury. Scott County's number 1, Keyshawn Brent, walking off under his own power. Might have been a hamstring or something along those lines. It's good to see him bending that knee. That's what you always worry about in any sport, but more particularly football, is that knee injury. And, Mark, you think the AstroTurf has something to do with that? Not the AstroTurf, but the artificial turf?
You know, I don't know, Mike. I think sometimes it's just the strain and stress of the stopping and trying to convert the angles, and everybody's so much bigger and stronger than they used to be. It's just a lot of pressure on that joint.
So 3rd and 4, false start, Lafayette. The receiver down here was about 6 yards off.
There's about 4 guys in red that moved and the ball wasn't snapped.
At least the receiver's got an excuse, right? I can't see it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you're the receiver and you're out wide right next to your team, it's like, I don't know if I want to be that person. So still 9 minutes and a second to go in the first half. It's been a long first half. 24-14. 3rd down and 9. A big stop needed here by Scott County. In motion is Allstott. Got to watch him. Walker Wood. Pass over the middle. Dylan Smith.
Oh, and he was open.
Yeah, open was number 17. Guilfoyle is how they pronounce it, right?
He's saying Guilfoyle.
Guilfoyle. We'll go with that. That's easier to say. So I apologize to the parents of number 17. But, hey, doing the best we can with what we got to work with. So 4th down for Scott County. Back deep for the Cardinals, number 8, Dylan Smith. And again, an offensive threat right here with Walker Wood. Inside the 20, I don't think he's going to try anything. 4th and 9. But really almost quick kicks it every time. He's going to go for it. Scott County's defense is ready.
Wow, that was...
And he's going to actually lose 9 yards on that play. Don't know if that was just his design play, but it doesn't look like it was set up very well. But you got to say hats off to the special teams coach, Frank Crossman. His team was looking for that, and there was nowhere for him to run.
Yeah, there was no place for him to go.
So, again, a big gamble inside your 20. You've just given up 10 unanswered. Now Scott County. Short field again. And the last time this happened,
it was way too easy.
21-yard touchdown run by Keith Guy. Scott County, Kendrick Hamilton, Noah Hughes, and Keith Guy in the backfield. The tight end is Jordan Darnell. He's lined up on the right side. Underneath center, Josh Davis. He'll go to Noah Hughes up the center. They fake it. And Kendrick Hamilton tries to get to the outside. He's going to get past the first down markers. They're going to say inbounds, even though he's about 5 yards out of bounds on the tackle. It's going to be first and goal on about the 2-yard line. Again, Scott County's offense making it look easy up to this point, haven't they, Mark?
Yeah, they're really not having much opposition. And, up until the last 2 possessions, Lafayette was moving the ball without any opposition. Scott County did a nice job. Of course, again, we talked in the pregame, Mike, who's going to make the mistakes first, and those mistakes came on the offensive side of the ball for Lafayette, and that's the difference in the score right now.
So we have a flag on the play. The 3-yard touchdown run by Noah Hughes, but we'll see what the call is. I think they're going to call offsides against Lafayette, or maybe a personal foul.
Holding.
Looks like holding, and they're going to know if they want to do it on the kickoff. So a 3-yard touchdown run. Noah Hughes, his second 3-yard touchdown run of the ball game. So that's going to be a personal foul. That's one of those you like. Can I just keep that in my back pocket and use it later on?
Yeah, you'd like to.
Tyler Dummer's going to kick it into the end zone anyway. So the kick is good. 8:32 to go. 24. They gave the points to Lafayette, so it should be 31-13 when we return here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank, you need people. People's Exchange Bank. People serving people since 1912.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 15-yard penalty marked off. And, Mark, this brings up the opportunity of an onside kick. What do you think?
Well, I think the same thing, Mike, because right now, he can actually probably kick it over the fence over there where it says, welcome home of the Generals Ishmael Stadium. So, you don't lose anything right here if you do it.
So the General fans have our side of the stands rocking a little bit. Dummer says, I'm just going to kick it into the end zone. Again, I think Coach McKee is saying, look, you're
going to take Mason Allsted out of the game is what you're doing.
Yep.
You're not going to give that young man a chance to make a big play and get the crowd excited, and you're just going to make him start from the 20.
And again, everything's working for you, so why gamble, right?
Yeah. You got to play the percentages.
So 31-14, Scott County. 17 unanswered points after Lafayette had tied it up on a 4-yard touchdown pass from Wood to Quentin Brown. Knotted it up right at the end of the first quarter. Scott County 17 unanswered in this second quarter, so Scott County's defense has stepped up. Lafayette needs to regroup offensively here. A lot of question marks for Lafayette. They had a lot of hype coming into the season. They're a very good football team, very athletic, very good, very well coached. Allstott on the run, but again, there's a question mark, and I think that question mark lingered when everybody thought they were going to go to Trinity and have a good shot. Basically, Trinity threw 70 up on them, and we've all been there and done that.
We've been there and done that, that's right.
And again, that's why this is a big, important ball game for Lafayette. And rightfully so for Scott County. Both teams in different districts, Scott County District 8, Lafayette District 7. They'll meet in the first round of the playoffs. and they'll battle each other for the regional championship. The winner of that region will take on the Northern Kentucky region. Allstott on the reverse handoff, gets outside, makes one man miss. Kendrick Hamilton brings him down, but right at about the 40-yard line. 2nd and 4 on the play. Allstott picks up 14, Mark.
And right now, yeah, it is. And what they've done, Mike, they've made a change. They put Willis back at the right tackle spot now instead of the left guard. So they've got the bookends on the offensive line. And on this series, they've decided they're going to try to pound the ball. They're running it and efficiently. Now, if you're Lafayette, you want to draw Scott County into the box, and then when you do that, you want to give Walker Wood the ability to hit somebody, deep.
Right, and here's the thing about it, a personal foul against Lafayette. So negates a 14-yard run. We'll see where they mark it off from.
If that's the case, that's the 3rd personal foul penalty against Lafayette tonight. Wow.
Right, that's the 3rd personal foul penalty. Not what you want if you're Coach Shaw. And they're going to mark that off 15 yards. They're going to go all the way back to the 15-yard line, so it'll be 1st down and 15. So that was a personal foul from the 30-yard line, so I don't know if they did it from the spot of the foul. It'll be 2nd down.
They would have had to because Allstott got to the 40.
Yeah, I didn't think personal fouls were from the spot of the foul. Thought usually that was only a holding penalty, and the official from the left side is going to talk about it. And they're wanting an explanation.
They're wanting an explanation as to why it didn't.
So they're going to say it's after the play. But again, he got out to the 40.
He got out to the 40, so.
So 2nd down and 15, according to the scoreboard. Toby Murray's got all the action for you on the camera.
So I think that's an interesting.
In motion, Quentin Brown. Wood goes to his left. Has Brown wide open at the 37. Overthrows him out of bounds on the coverage for Scott County. Cooper Robb and Eric Abney. Jordan Thomas, number 29, in for Lafayette. Quentin Brown and Daquan Edwards go to the top. Allstott, they go 2 wide up top, 3 at the bottom. Mason Allstott, he's out closest to the sideline. I think that's called an empty backfield. And Walker Wood just a little bit long, and all of a sudden you look up, Scott County's getting that pressure on him now.
Well, I was getting ready to say, he was forced to throw that football before he wanted to. Scott County had good pressure up the middle, came with the blitz.
So 3rd down and 16, Lafayette needs to be careful right here. Scott County might put this thing out of reach before we go into halftime.
Well, and that's the difference with this cushion. Monty McIntyre can get a lot more aggressive on the defensive side of the football, and that's kind of what you saw last week on the offensive side for Elder. Once they got that little cushion, he's got a little bit more freedom to know that if he messes up, he's got some gap there that he can afford to give up if he had to.
So 4th and 15, Lafayette went for the fake punt last time. Walker Wood gets rid of it. He's going to get it to Dylan Smith, who catches it on the run at the 49. Dylan Smith gets past one defender, gets it down to about the 36-yard line. A good return from Dylan Smith. Return of 15 yards, and Scott County, good field position again inside the Lafayette territory at about the 36-yard line. We talked about Lafayette's offense, but up to this point, Scott County's offense running on all cylinder. The only miscue, if you want to call that, was the one field goal. Other than that, every time they've touched it, they've went to the end zone.
Well, and it's and to be honest, Mike, last week at Elder, the offense basically played well. There was just some personal foul penalties on Scott County and the 2 fumbles that made the difference in that game last week.
So Davis, the swing pattern over to Keith Guy. Keith Guy, good break up there by DeQuee Sharp. And again, that ball in the air just a little bit too long as Keith Guy was open early, and the safety DeQuise Sharp was able to get over there and knock it down.
Well, you can bet that the next time you see that same play, it was Sam Sutton going across the middle deep that basically kind of got left open when the double coverage. Both backs went to cover Keith Guy. You watch, they'll keep that in their back pocket, and you may see that play again. Don't be surprised if it doesn't go to the deep guy the next time.
So Noah Hughes in the backfield with Keith Guy and Kendrick Hamilton. Quick snap to hand it off to Keith Guy. He goes right side, tripped up, keeps his balance, and brought down on the initial tackle, Javaris Blair.
That was a nice run by Keith.
It'll be 3rd down and 7, 3-yard pickup. Keith Guy earned those 3 yards. He made one guy miss and almost broke out of the tackle on the guy on the second attempt. So 3rd down and 7, Scott County. 6:22 to go, 31-14. They're up. Hamilton in motion. Quick pitch to Keith Guy. He's got a lead blocker out.
Wow.
First contact.
There's a foul.
Was 8 yards down the field, and we've got 2 flags. Keith Guy picks up plenty for the first down.
When you say lead blocker, that's your middle linebacker, Kendrick Hamilton, leading that charge.
So pickup of 11 yards. We'll see what happens here.
It looks like that's going to go against Scott County, I think, isn't it?
Yep. So Landon Young and Jedrick Wills back into the ball game. So we have holding, so it'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll still be 3rd down. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11. So a net loss of 4 yards on that play. So Keith Guy is going to get credit for 6 yards rushing. And then a 10-yard penalty brings that back. 6 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Big play for Scott County. They go straight up the middle to Noah Hughes. Didn't fool anybody. He picks up about 3 yards. That'll bring up 4th down for Scott County. 4th down and a long 11 for Scott County. Interesting to see what Coach McKee does right here.
You got to punt it, I believe, Mike.
Yep. And Scott County the same way as Lafayette. The quarterback, Josh Smith, is your punter, as Walker Wood is for Lafayette. But he gets back more traditional.
And it's a fake to the short guy. That's Kendrick Hamilton. Lafayette did a nice job.
So a fake punt is no good. Kendrick Hamilton picks up 5 yards, but the Generals hold for the first time all night long. The Generals will have it 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line.
Give somebody something to think about in next week's game film.
Yep, so Scott County had a 3rd and 14. They go straight up the gut with Noah Hughes, who picks up 3. Then 4th and long, Scott County goes for the fake punt.
And we have a flag?
And get a flag on the field.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning against Lafayette. So it's one sideline warning apiece. Coach Shaw says, guys, just back up. I've never understood that. Call a penalty, mark it off, or don't call it. So 31-14, Lafayette's defense hold. Scott County back on the defensive side of the football. Wood gives it to Allstott. He runs short field. And again, right there, Scott County's best defender is the sideline.
And again, Wood and Allstott kind of bump on that handoff, so it wasn't as clean as what you'd like to see. Timing messed up just a little bit, but again, short side of the field, as you mentioned, Mike, the sidelines came into play to help Scott County right there. I never really understood why you run to the short side of the field unless you're trying to set something up. We'll see if they're trying to do that with this next play call.
31-14 is your score. We're 5 minutes away from halftime. Walker Wood.
There he
Here
is
comes
on
the
the
blitz. Wheel route is open to Guilfoyle. Eric Abney with the tackle, but a nice pickup
Yeah,
22 yards.
You saw that coming as he kind of acted like he was out of the play and snuck out to the left side. You could see that Scott County didn't pick him up quick enough.
So Lafayette in Scott County territory, first down and 10 from the Scott County 46-yard line. Like I say, Guilfoyle kind of the lost man there. Walker Wood hits him in stride. Eric Abney with the tackle, but big gain. Quentin Brown, wide receiver sweep, goes to the right side.
One-arm tackle, I believe, by Braxton, isn't it?
Yep,
Tyler Braxton.
Tyler Braxton having a good night tonight, isn't he, from that
really
inside
has.
linebacker spot.
He's having a good season.
So 3-yard gain on the play, second down and 7. Scott County back in action next week at Clark County. We will not be bringing you that game here on the internet. Prior obligations. But we'll be back live the following week.
And there it is, long as Quentin Brown beats Cooper Robb.
So a 43-yard touchdown pass for the Lafayette Generals. Wood to Quentin Brown. Extra point coming up here from So again, Clark County is the opponent for Scott County next week. We will not be bringing you that ball game. We'll be back. Scott County has a bye week the following week. We'll be back on air at Henry Clay on October the 9th to bring you that ball game. That's always a good one when Scott County and Henry Clay get together. Colton Dupre in the extra point. Walker Wood holding for the Generals. And the block from Eric Abney and Bryce Fryman. One of those two got it. So the extra point is no good as it's blocked. So 3:59 remaining in first half. Scott County 31, Lafayette 20. So Lafayette, big score needed right there. We'll be back for the kickoff right after this on the Scott County Sports Network. The Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, Mark Walls, Kevin Ritchie, Toby Murray, under 4 minutes to go first half. Big score right there by Lafayette. Scott County went 17 unanswered. Lafayette on a 43-yard touchdown pass from Walker Wood to Quentin Brown. The extra point was blocked, but Lafayette much needed score to get themselves back in this ball game down 11.
Yeah, they get the ball to start the first half, so this next possession very important, although it looks like there was a penalty on the play as Lafayette's backed up.
Yep, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Wow, another personal foul?
They might have had a personal foul on the touchdown run. Toby Murray gives his thumbs up. And here, extra point was blocked by Colton Dupre. Lafayette every time has went onside kick.
Well, you can't afford to do that. I wouldn't think right here because you're gonna give Scott County. They're going to get excellent field position regardless.
But you're going to give them field position inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
If Scott County's able to hold on. There it is. It goes 10 yards.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, that looks like they got it.
Scott County didn't even come close to getting it. And Lafayette, number 16, Deshaun Taylor, runs right along with it. He ran 5 yards right beside it. Lafayette picks it up at the 36-yard line. Scott County can't be happy with that one.
Yeah, Coach McKee can't be, and he was out on the field, and he just told his special teams to get over here because they just kind of stood and watched. I don't know if they thought because they had moved up that it wasn't going to. They lost track of the 10 yards. Monty McIntyre is going to get a chance to talk to the defense here. They're going to call a timeout.
So Scott County calls a timeout. 3:56 to go. 31-20. Here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll be back right after this. The Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown, is proud to be the exclusive hotel provider for Scott County Athletics. As Georgetown's premier hotel, Hilton Garden Inn provides comfortable accommodations, flexible meeting space, and a full-service restaurant just inside the lobby. Come join us for daily home-cooked specials in the All-American Grill, which is open for both breakfast and dinner. A winning team, the Scott County Cardinals, and the Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown.
That's what I told him. I said, we'll just have to adjust.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. While we got a second here, a big event happening Sunday. Again, we're hiding behind the excuse of a golf scramble, but the real reason is come out and eat. Coach Hicks's cooking is pretty good. He's a smoking genius.
Barbecue.
At basketball and barbecue. Again, come out. Going to have brisket, pulled pork, pulled chicken. They're going to be doing a fish fry on site as well. Longview Golf Floor, $60 a person, $240 for a team. Come out and eat some barbecue and play some golf for the Scott County basketball golf scramble.
Tyler Braxton gets another tackle there. Good job. Mason Allstat made a nice run right there, Mike, and you can feel the momentum switched here. You know, Scott County needs to play this last 3:30 pretty tough and keep them out of the end zone. Lafayette will get the ball to start the second half.
And again, I got my mind on barbecue, so I got to get back at it. That starts, lunch is at 12 o'clock Sunday. The scramble starts at 1, so get you a team, come out individually, we'll mix you up.
12:30 and 1:30.
Hey, get out there at 12. They'll start feeding you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So 3:18 to go, 31-20, Lafayette. Second and short. They give it to Mason Allstat. Scott County sniffs it out. Hops him with the second hit.
And Eric Abney blew that up on a corner blitz.
Yep, and Eric Abney with a cramp on the turf. And Lafayette has a player down at the 40-yard line. Trainer Dan on the jaunt.
Actually, that
was Kendrick Hamilton. Excuse me. Kendrick Hamilton, one of the few players to go both ways for Scott County, so the impact immediately felt on the defensive side. Kendrick Hamilton at the linebacker spot, but again, he alternates in that running back spot for Scott County as well. 31-20 is your score. Scott County 17 unanswered to start the second quarter. Lafayette with a big stop. And come down and score on a big pass play from Walker Wood to Clinton Brown. Scott County.
And with that, Trey Bender comes in on the line, and Gavin Hernandez moves back to linebacker.
So the interesting tidbits, Lafayette has went onside kick on every kickoff. They've actually gotten two. One of them got called for touching it before it went 10 yards. The last one was good as they picked it up at 11 yards. There's a loose ball. Scott County all over it.
And Scott County gets the break that they needed.
Scott County's number 89, Josh Smith. Actually, he fumbled it moving forward, so Josh Smith picks up the ball. And again, that's about a 30-yard punt.
Yeah, that.
But it's definitely the break Scott County needed right there because Lafayette was moving offensively in the last two possessions.
They had all the momentum, Mike. You make this a 31-27 game at the half, and you get the ball to start the second half, that'd be in pretty good shape if you were Lafayette. So, big break for Scott County, and they take advantage of it.
So Scott County starts the possession, 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line, 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go. So here's Scott County. Coach McKee, one of the best at possessions with clock management. Josh Smith under center. Dylan Smith goes left side. Doesn't get touched. Still hasn't been touched until the 45-yard line.
Wow.
He finally lowers his head. And at the 35-yard line, he's met with contact. So a great run. 30-yard pickup by Dylan Smith. And again, he didn't go to the outside. He kind of went in the gaps, but nobody touched him until he got down and actually picked up about 20 yards before first contact.
And Lafayette's called a timeout.
Coach Shaw, offensive coach, head coach, and the defensive coordinator, calls a timeout with 2:41 to go. That'll be their last one. So we'll take a timeout as well. 31-20 is your score on the Scott County Sports Network.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Hoping to doing a better job coming back from the breaks tonight. We got a little criticism from Josh Walls, a professional broadcaster. He's actually called a couple of games with Gary Ball, Friday night games, and since then he's very, very happy to critique us. And we always like his criticism because usually he's accurate and he criticizes in the right way. Is that all I can say, right, Mark? So 2:41 to go. Scott County on the move.
And Noah Hughes busted up the middle.
Noah Hughes makes one guy miss. Noah Hughes picks up 23.
You get that sweep, you give up that sweep a couple times, and you're thinking, I've got to lean outside, and boom, the fullback busts you up the middle.
So Noah Hughes, 23-yard pickup. Back-to-back big plays. Dylan Smith for 30, Noah Hughes for 23. Scott County in the red zone again. 1st and 10. Keith Guy,
nice.
Good job there defensively. We'll get the number of that player. Did a great job fending off the block. Number 35, Wes Kirk blew that one up, the inside linebacker.
And the
nice thing about that, he actually fended off the block of Dylan Smith. So no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Smith in motion. Quick pitch left side to Keith Guy. He's got the edge. Glenn Covington doing a great job blking.
Yeah, he
might going to say too good.
Too good.
They've got 3 flags. And I'll tell you what, not going to guess, but I think that was going to be a holding call against Scott County. Not for sure the number of Scott County player that had the holding call, but
it looks like there might have been multiple with 3 flags.
They're going to mark it from the 8-yard line, so that'll be a 10-yard penalty. So they'll move it back to the 18. Scott County has to get to the 2-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 16 for Scott County. 1:45 to go here. Scott County up 11, 31-20. Scott County able to block an extra point. Eric Abney, Bryce Fryman in to block it. Up the middle is Noah Hughes. He'll pick up 4.
Noah Hughes has almost got to think, I've already been over this real estate once.
Yep, 2nd down, our 3rd down and 12. Wes Kirk with the tackle again for the Generals. We'll have an extended halftime here as Lafayette celebrating homecoming. So big play, Scott County 3rd and 11 yards according to the scoreboard. We're going to throw the fade pattern up to Glenn Covington. Nobody's even close to him. He one-hand catches it and doesn't get his feet in. Great athletic play, one-handed with the catch. I thought he had plenty of room to get his feet in, but the official saying no. So 42.3 seconds to go. I'd run that play again. Instead, they're going to bring Tyler Dummer into the ball game and extend the lead out to 14. So Dummer already good from 36 yards. This time he's going to be 31 yards on the attempt. Abney with the hold. The kick from Dummer is up and no good. Wide left. The Lafayette holds. 38.8 seconds to go. 31-20 is your score. Missed opportunity right there for Scott County. Again, holding call. As Scott County got it down to the 2-yard line, would have been first and goal from the 2. A holding call brings it back to the 18. Then they complete the touchdown pass, but Covington can't get both feet in bounds. So they hold them, miss the field goal. No damage done.
Yeah, you got to feel pretty fortunate if you're Lafayette, and you hope that doesn't come back to haunt Scott County. Because, like I said, that was just you had 2 great runs that set that up, which should have been some points on the board. If you're Coach McKee, that's the only thing you can think of that you've missed that opportunity.
So 1st and 10 for the Generals at the 20-yard line. On the missed field goal attempt, they move it back out to the 20 if it's inside the 20. So Lafayette scored on a 43-yard touchdown pass. We'll see if they just run out the clock or they try to score. I'll go for the latter. It's going to be a delay of game. So they'll walk off 5 yards. 1st and 15.
They almost have to. I think they're going to have to set the clock back to 41 seconds, aren't they, or 43?
38 point something.
That's close.
$38.8. So 38.8 seconds. Needs to be put back on the clock.
I think they rounded.
That's where I was Coach McKee. It's like, no, that's 0.2 of a second. So 31-20, Lafayette, 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line. Walker Wood off to the races. Gabe Hobson meets him at the 29-yard line. Gain of 14.
No timeouts hurts right now as they cannot stop the clock. He's going to spike it.
And they're going to get a flag for not getting set. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. They called it illegal participation, so I don't know if somebody for Lafayette ran onto the field. Bryce Fryman back deep for Scott County at the safety spot. The Lafayette fans coming up with a nice chant, let's play football. This last 38 seconds have kind of been a mirror of how long it's taken to play this first half.
I don't know what the discussion is right here. They're going to knock it out. They're going to say decline, so they're going to start the clock. Well, this is going to be the last play of the half, taking that long to.
So it'll be a pickup good enough for a 1st down. Number 37, Matthew Silvestri. 3.5 seconds to go. They're going to stop it while they move the 1st down chains. So Lafayette, they're taking plenty of time. They're going to get a chance to run one more play. Walker Wood, run room down the sidelines. He's tackled inside Scott County territory at the 45, and that'll bring us to the end. Josh Smith and Eric Abney with the tackle. Finally, halftime is here. Scott County 31. Lafayette 20 here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll do the scoring summaries and the stats and much more here at halftime on the Scott County Sports Network. Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no-obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment. Georgetown Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky. Here for your needs 24 hours a day. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, the governor, Mark Walls, Kevin Ritchie. Got an honorary guest in here tonight, Mike Fields, the living legend, enjoying retirement with the grandkids.
It's a big game tonight.
And it's nice to see a guy that retires. The first time you see him, one thing you notice is he has what? That big smile on his face, enjoying life. Said his youngest daughter getting ready for that marriage. He's got 2 grandkids with him. I say life's pretty good. What do you think?
I would say it, and he deserves every bit of it.
So let's look at the scoring summaries. First, we'll bring you the replay of those scoring summaries. First up, Scott County didn't take them long. Scott County, 2-play, 62-yard run by Keith Guy. You look at it here, Keith Guy goes right side, splits the defenders, gets by one guy at the 50-yard line, and then it's off to the races, and nobody's even close. Keith Guy, 62-yard touchdown run, puts Scott County up 7-0 early. Lafayette, not to be outdone, they come back on a nice touchdown pass, 21-yard touchdown pass from Walker Wood to Matthew Guilfoyle. You look back here, he was wide open in the middle, nobody even close to him, kind of got lost. Lafayette, extra point is good. Lafayette ties it up at 7 apiece. Scott County, not to be outdone, pretty much a standard play for Scott County. You see it right here, they hand off straight up the middle to Noah Hughes. He hesitates for a second and then carries about 3 guys into the end zone. Your typical run, if you're a Scott County fan, you've seen that play about 7 million times. Noah Hughes, after the extra point by Tyler Dummer, is good. Scott County back up 14-7. Lafayette, with the battle of offenses trying to score, they do so on their next possession. You see it right here, Walker Wood with the pass out into the corner of the end zone to Quentin Brown. The extra point is good there as well, as Lafayette goes 12 plays, 80 yards to tie it up at 14 apiece. Get into the second quarter. Scott County, 11:45 to go in the second quarter. Tyler Dummer, the offense is held. Tyler Dummer kicks the field goal. Scott County up 17-14. At 9:26, you see the replay there. Keith Guy goes pretty much untouched around the right side. 21-yard touchdown run, 1 play, 21 yards after the fake punt by Lafayette. Scott County up 24-14. Scott County very quickly again. Noah Hughes back to the bread and butter play. A 3-yard touchdown run. Caps a 2-play, 13-yard drive. You see it right here. Scott County up after the extra point, 31-14. Lafayette gives up 17 unanswered. They come back, though. Lafayette, Quentin Brown, the reception from Walker Wood. You see it right here. Nice pass. He gets behind the defenders, catches it at the 12, and goes into the end zone pretty much untouched. A 42-yard touchdown pass from Walker Wood. Colton Dupree's kick was blocked by Scott County. Bryce Fryman and Eric Abney. 4 plays, 68 yards. And the score at halftime, 31-20, as Tyler Dummer misses a 31-yard field goal attempt, which would have got Scott County up 14. So that's your scoring summary. What we'll do is we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Turned over to the governor. He'll go over team stats and individual stats, and we return here on the Scott County Sports Network. 31-20 is your score. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm David Goldman with Georgetown Family Chiropractic. Are backaches and headaches a problem for you? They shouldn't be. Drugs and surgery may mask the pain, but seldom treat the underlying cause. Spinal decompression works to ease pressure between discs without injections and without surgery. Don't learn to live with the pain, and don't let it limit your lifestyle. Call us today for a free evaluation. 866-807-8611.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Green's Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Green's is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Green strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Green's continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Green's winning team. Green's Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think Green.
The Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown, is proud to be the exclusive hotel provider for Scott County Athletics. As Georgetown's premier hotel, Hilton Garden Inn provides comfortable accommodations, flexible meeting space, and a full-service restaurant just inside the lobby. Come join us for daily home-cooked specials in the All-American Grill, which is open for both breakfast and dinner. A winning team, the Scott County Cardinals, and the Hilton Garden Inn, Georgetown.
United Bank, together with you. We offer all the services you're looking for in a financial institution: convenience, great accounts, internet banking, and attentive customer service. With today's hectic pace, it's good to know United Bank meets your needs with locations right where you need them. With 13 offices in Scott, Jessamine, Fayette, and Woodford counties, 24/7 access to cash at our branch ATMs, and the Bluegrass Cash locations in Lexington, United Bank is together with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, Mark Walls, Kevin Ritchie, Toby Murray, Ishmael Stadium, Lafayette High School, Lexington, Kentucky. At halftime, 31-20. Scott County with the lead. Let's turn it over to the governor, Mark Walls. He'll go over the team stats and individual stats here on the Scott County Sports Network. Mark, what you got?
Well, first, Mike, for the Scott County Cardinals, they had 27 rushing attempts for 264 yards, no passing yards, so that was their total offense. They had 2 punt returns for 37 yards. They had 6 penalties for 44 yards. They possessed the ball for a little over 10 minutes. Red zone scores, they were 3 out of 4. Keith Guy led them in rushing with 141 yards on 11 carries. That's 12.8 yards a carry. Noah Hughes had 53 yards on 9 carries for an average of 5.9. Josh Davis at half 0 for 3 in his passing, but the main thing is no turnovers. When you look at Dylan Smith, he had 2 punt returns for 37 yards. Eric Abney had 1 kickoff return for 6 yards. On the defensive side of the ball, again, we kept calling his name all night. Tyler Braxton, 6 tackles, 5 unassisted, 2 assisted tackles in the first half, and Eric Abney had 4.5. Conversely, when you look at Scott County or Lafayette, they had 24 rushing attempts for 149 yards and a total of 158 passing yards on 14 passes with 8 completions for a total of 307 yards. So they've actually outgained Scott County a little bit in total yards, but are behind 31-20 on the scoreboard. They had 2 punts for average about 36 yards. They had 8 penalties for 96 yards, and some of those, Mike, were really when they occurred almost as much as what they were, because, like I said, the timing was pretty bad. They were led in rushing by Mason Allstad, who had 85 yards on 11 carries for a 7.7 average, and then Walker Wood had 70 yards on 7 carries, averaging 10 yards a carry. Walker Wood had a good first half, 8 of 14 passing for 158 yards with 3 TDs. Quentin Brown had 4 receptions for 70 yards, and Guilfoy had 3 for 62. Walker Wood had 2 punts for a total of 71 yards, averaging 35.5 yards. Javarius Blair on the defensive side of the football had 4 unassisted and 2 assisted tackles for a total of 5, and Ian Shaw had 2 unassisted and 1 assisted for 2.5 tackles on the defensive side of the football. And when you look at it, Mike, you know, like I said, Scott County may be behind in total yardage production, but they're ahead where it counts, 31-20 here at halftime, and Lafayette gets the ball to take the opening possession in the second half.
Yeah, Mark, one thing that jumps out, I'm looking at it here, 3rd down conversion, Scott County uncharacteristically 0 of 3 and 0 of 1 on fourth down conversions, whereas Lafayette's 3 of 7 on third down conversions, 0 of 1. And Scott County usually pretty much a machine in that third down category. But again, we got to look at those third down opportunities. We're third and long.
That's right. I was getting ready to say the difference is that's one of the things in the pregame that I had written down. If you're Lafayette, that's what you want. You want to figure out how to keep Scott County in second and long and third and long, because it's I'm not going to say they can't do it, but it's uncharacteristic. They don't like to be in that position where it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10, and Lafayette was able to keep them there a couple times tonight. The rest of the time, Scott County was scoring. So,
all righty, that's the team and individual stats from the governor, Mark Walls. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff. Lafayette's band is getting set to perform. What we'll do is we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk about the keys to the second half and much more here on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll be back right after this.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies, like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street, next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's actions.
The Hockensmith Agency is proud to call Scott County home. We're your Main Street insurance that blends tradition and innovation to offer the best quality service to our clients. By offering a wide range of coverage from the impressive list of major insurance companies, we truly meet your insurance coverage needs. Come visit us at 224 East Main in Georgetown or online at HockensmithAgency.com. The Hockensmith Agency, providing coverage for the Motorist Insurance Group for all your insurance needs.
People's Exchange Bank doesn't think you can get where you want to go by cutting corners, playing games, or sacrificing relationships. Roots take time to grow and give strength and stability. Since 1912, our banks and our people have been part of your community. And while our services continue to keep pace with your need for today's high-tech conveniences, we know that loyalty never grows old. You don't just need a bank, you need people. People's Exchange Bank. People serving people since 1912.
Time for oral surgery. You need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, Mark Walls, Toby Murray, Kevin Ritchie. We're at Ishmael Stadium. Lafayette High School, Lexington, Kentucky. Good football game here. 31-20 is your score. Scott County was able to hold Lafayette after the first quarter where they went head-to-head, 2 scores apiece. Scott County goes 17 unanswered, but Lafayette steps up defensively. Scott County held without scoring, and Lafayette was able to score another touchdown. Scott County misses a field goal. Could have put them up back up 14, but Scott County, Mark, has to be happy where they're at. Up 11, but a chance to they should be up 14.
Yeah, they missed a golden opportunity down there. Might kind of shot themselves in the foot. You know, the Coach McKee would like to have that back, but it is what it is. You got to get ready to come back out. This opening possession is going to be big because if Scott County can keep Lafayette from scoring, I think they have a chance to get back, and if they can get that thing pushed out, that would be great. If you're Lafayette, conversely, if you come out and you score, you tighten this thing up, all of a sudden it is a totally different ball game, say 31-27.
And the thing about it, Mark, we talked about it, Coach Monty McIntyre, you give him a 14-point lead. My man, he's a pretty good defensive coordinator. Of course, everybody is, because you can gamble a little bit more. You talked about it on the air. He can make a gamble, even if he messes up, 7 points when you're up 17. But again, once you get it down to single digits, you got to be a little bit more careful. And again, Scott County coming out, big opportunity for Scott County to set the tone of the second half. And on the converse side of things, Coach Eric Shaw is telling his team, hey, good chance for us to set the tone as well and get back within 4.
Well, that's exactly right, because if I'm in the Lafayette locker room, I'm sitting here thinking, hey, guys, we've made some dumb penalties that have really cost us. It's put them in great position to score. It's kept us from scoring a couple different times, and we're still only down 11. If we come out here and we punch this thing in the end zone this first possession, it's back to a 4-point ball game. It's anybody's game at that point.
All righty, about 5 minutes to go here in halftime, extended halftime. They did the homecoming for Lafayette. Then after that, the Lafayette band is performing. So a good performance by them. I still remember our band over theirs. Nothing personal. I can't get any comment from the governor on that. So again, what we'll do is we'll take another timeout. We'll come back. We'll get the governor's keys to the second half and much more here on the Scott County Sports Network. Scott County up 31-20. We'll be back.
The Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
Whitaker bank shot. I'll give you a Whitaker bank shot.
Here's a real Whitaker bank shot. Yes, sir. Here's a winning Whitaker bank shot. Nice shot.
Whitaker bank shot. Now, there's a Whitaker bank shot.
Come on, Coach Honey.
I still got it.
Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs.
Hi, I'm David Goldman with Georgetown Family Chiropractic. Are backaches and headaches a problem for you? They shouldn't be. Drugs and surgery may mask the pain, but seldom treat the underlying cause. Spinal decompression works to ease pressure between discs without injections and without surgery. Don't learn to live with the pain, and don't let it limit your lifestyle. Call us today for a free evaluation. 866-807-8611.
Hi, Dick Stockton here. I've been announcing sports for over 40 years, and I know a winning team when I see one. Greens Toyota of Lexington has what it takes to win, which is why Greens is Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer 2 years running. Family owned for over 40 years, Greens strives to give excellent customer service and best value for the dollar. No matter what department, parts, service, or sales, Greens continues to move forward doing business the right way every day. Be a part of Greens' winning team. Greens Toyota. Great people, great cars. Think green.
Time for oral surgery. You need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
The Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Sports Connection is your team and retail sporting goods and custom athletic apparel supplier. Sports Connection is located next to Kroger in the Washington Square Shopping Center in Georgetown. Sports Connection can outfit your team from hats to shoes and everything in between. Drop by or call Daryl, Scott, or Jessica at 502-570-0280. Sports Connection, a proud sponsor and athletic and sporting goods supplier to Scott County and Georgetown College athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network as we get ready here to bring you live action for the second half of the game between your Scott County Cardinals and the Lafayette Generals here at the campus of Lafayette High School at Ishmael Stadium. The Cardinals are up 31-20 at the half. Lafayette will get possession of the football to start the second half. So as we talked about during the halftime part of the program, going to be a big defensive possession for Scott County coming out, and need to really try to force a 3-and-out and get the football back and extend this lead. Conversely, if you're Lafayette, you can get right back in this football game with a score on this first possession. So very key for both these football teams to come out ready to play. There was an extended halftime due to homecoming here. Had a great reception, and band put on a great performance here at Lafayette. So we'll see if that has any effect on the football teams, as it's a little bit longer halftime than what they normally are used to. It's going to be interesting to kind of watch and see what Lafayette comes out here trying to do. They had some success late in the first half running the football. Let's see if they'll try to do that to set up the pass, or if they'll come out like they started the game and go directly to the air with Walker Wood leading the charge. Tyler Dummer gets set to kick this football off. It looks like Mason Allstat is going back. He's not had a chance to participate in this game, at least from the special field perception tonight, because Tyler Dummer's put every kickoff into the end zone. But we'll see what we have here. Clock is now set at 12 minutes. It's 31-20. Scott County over Lafayette. Ball's in play, and Tyler Dummer is getting ready to start this second half. And the kickoff is off, and Allstat's going to get a chance to return this. He's going to catch it about the 7-yard line. Scott County's got it kind of hemmed in. He's going east and west, and he's going to be tackled at about the 20. So good coverage there from Scott County. They stayed in their lanes, what you want to see, and they were able to corral him, no place to go. So good job right there for the kick return team, or the kickoff team, excuse me, as Scott County stops Lafayette. Lafayette will be 1st and 10 on the 20. Let's see what Coach Shaw has in plan here as the Generals come out of the huddle. Keith Guy is going to start at one corner. He played us some on the defensive side, but didn't start the game on the defensive side of the football. Dylan Smith out there. Gabe Hobson on the other side with Eric Abney. And it's going to be Walker Wood in the backfield with, to his left, Mason Allstat. Wood's going to the air, and he's going deep. And he's got the catch. And it looks like he stepped out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. And that was Daquan Edwards on the catch as he beat Hobson on the far side of the field. So Lafayette starts the second half as they did the first half. They went to the air and went right after Scott County. So let's see if Scott County can pull up the bootstraps here and slow this down as the Generals get a big play to start the second half. Walker Wood in the backfield. Mason Allstott to his left. Guilfoy, as he's going back to the air, breaks right. He's going deep again. And there's going to be a flag as Dylan Smith going to get called for pass interference as Quentin Brown had him beat. And again, that'll be a 10-yard penalty and a first down. So Lafayette comes out and goes deep on his first two possessions in the second half and burns Scott County. Pass interference is the call. It'll be a first down. And the sticks will move. So this ball's now, it looks like, on the 32-yard line. And the Generals are moving. You got to be really happy if you're Coach Shaw. Walker Wood with Allstott to his left. Guilfoy off the right edge. That handoff's going to go to Allstott, who kind of hesitates and then sees a hole. He's going to pick up, he's going to have the first down and a little bit more as they push the pile. Great little hesitation step there by Allstott. Just kind of waited for something to clear, and he popped through the hole. And Lafayette has come out with a purpose here. Start the second half. They've picked up 3 straight first downs on 3 plays, aided by the pass interference call. Rashawn Ragland in the backfield now with Walker Wood. Walker Wood, nice defensive play right there as he tries the keeper. And it looks like he ran into Tyler Braxton there standing, Jeremiah Happy, and a host of other white shirts. As that was a good stand right there by the Cardinals. Actually looks like it's going to be a loss of about 2 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 11. It would really be beneficial if, obviously, if Scott County could keep them out of the end zone, but if they could even limit them to a field goal right here, that would be a big play for this Cardinal defense. Walker Wood in the gun. He's taking the snap, dropping back. Here's a blitz by Scott County. They're forcing him out, but he's going to find a receiver, and Guilfoyle catches the ball but drops, and he's going to be a pickup of about 2. Great job by Walker Wood just to get rid of the football. Keyshawn Brent had a ton of pressure on him along with a couple other Cardinals. Guilfoyle had a lot of room if he could have kept his footing, but he fell. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Generals. Ball looks to be on about the 17-yard line. Big play right here for both sides of the football. If you're Scott County, you want to try to get a stop here and at least force either a 4th down attempt or get the field goal. You'd come away a victory right there if you could do that. They're going to get called for offsides as they jump. The defensive front jumps for Scott County, so that's going to make it 3rd and 4 as they're going to move the ball 5 yards closer. Big break right there because that gives Walker Wood a lot more advantage, only having to worry about picking up 4 yards instead of 9. First half, Scott County played pretty clean, limited penalties in the first half. Not starting off too well here in the second. As Mason Allstat picks up the first down. Tyler Braxton on the tackle for Scott County. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Lafayette Generals. Official timeout right here. Kendrick Hamilton's heading to the sideline. I don't know if he got dinged. Ball looks like it's on about the 7-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 7 for the Lafayette Generals. And we're going to have a timeout here by Lafayette as they want to make sure and get this thing right. So we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the Scott County Cardinals on the Scott County Sports Network. We'll be right back.
The Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Welcome back as we come out of this timeout. 1st and goal, the ball on the 7 for the Lafayette Generals. It's a 31-20 game here. Start of the second half. There's 9 minutes left in the quarter. It's been all Lafayette to start this second half. Under center, flip goes wide to Allstat as he tries to get wide. Scott County turns him back up. And it looks like they're going to stop him at about the 5, I believe. Yeah, be at the 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. 2nd down and goal from the 5. As for the first time tonight, Walker Wood was under center. Quick pitch to Allstat, who tried to get to the corner. Scott County did a nice job of turning him back in. Pursuit over there on that left side with Keith Guy and Keyshawn Brent. Now Walker Wood's going to be back in, which looks like a modified pistol, with Allstat in the back, and that's going to be touchdown, as I believe that was Husan who ran that new formation right there. And Abid Husan takes that in for a touchdown. So it's 31-26, and I won my bet with producer Kevin Ritchie as what would come back with Mike Ritchie, as we now have kettle corn in. I kind of predicted that probably would happen. But Lafayette comes out and takes control early of the second half to put 6 points on the board. Now in for the extra point, Colton Dupre. See if he can make this a 4-point game. Snap is good, hold is good, and that is blocked. And if that's Eric Abney, that's his second one tonight. So again, we have a blocked extra point for Lafayette. So it's 31-26 with 8:21 left in the third quarter. Scott County up over Lafayette.
Scott County Physical Therapy is a privately owned physical therapy practice specializing in outpatient orthopedics, sports and industrial rehab, neurological rehabilitation, low back pain, neck pain, and arthritic conditions. Our mission is to provide the highest quality physical therapy to assist each individual and the community at large. Scott County Physical Therapy, a journey to wellness. To contact the physical therapist and Scott County Physical Therapy, please dial 502-863-4242. Scott County Physical Therapy is the title sponsor for Scott County Athletics.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, kettle corn in hand, making the run for Mark Walls. Lafayette comes out. Mark sets the tone, drives it right down the field to get within 4. And again, you mentioned it, another big extra point block there by Eric Abney. That could be huge.
Yeah, really could. Makes it now a 5-point game. Now let's see what kind of adjustment Scott County makes here, as there's been an onside kick to him every time by Colton Dupre tonight. So let's see. Now you got some more of a hands team, and you got Noah Hughes, you got Glenn Covington, you got Sam Sutton. So there's been an adjustment of personnel.
Key things, the front line doesn't need to back up. And he gets it around him again. Sam Sutton gets it, falls on it at the 37.
Wow.
And again, I don't see how there must be a gap there that we can't see from our vantage point, but I've never seen so many onside kicks get past the first line of defense. So Scott County starts the possession, 1st and 10 at the 37. And again, I know onside kicks add excitement, but I think we talked about special teams being the difference. Up to this point, Lafayette has to do onside kicks every time. Scott County has kicked it into the end zone every time but one. Scott County with 2 blocked extra points. Difference of your ball game. So Scott County first possession of the second half. Josh Davis, Noah Hughes. In motion, Bryce Fryman, handoff up the middle to the bowling ball. Noah Hughes going to pick up right about 10 yards.
That's that fullback dive. Like I said, that's the stable. It sets everything else up for Scott County. So
2nd down and 1. It'll be a short one.
And, you know, Mike, if you're Lafayette, after that success on the offensive side of the football to start out, you need to you really need to stop Scott County here.
So quick pitch left side, Keith Guy.
He just pushes his lineman forward.
Jesse Hamby got a help.
Yeah, he did. Keith Guy just pushed him forward 5 yards into it, and it looks like that is, I believe, Ricky Johnson on the tackle. No, actually number 5. I'm sorry, Brandon Lane had that tackle.
So 1st and 10 for Scott County. A good run there by Keith Guy. Keith says, look, I'm used to running behind you, but get out of my way, as he pushed Hamby out of the way to pick up 10. Guy in motion. Quick handoff up the gut. Noah Hughes. Nobody stops him. Noah Hughes picks up 9. I tell you what, Lafayette might have scored, but if Noah Hughes continues to get 8-9 yards, they're not going to stop Scott County.
No. And the defensive tackle, defensive end McCoy, kind of just hung on for dear life as Noah drug him for about 3 yards.
And again, Scott County 2nd down and short for the 2nd time in this drive.
And this opens up the playbook for Scott County a little bit with what they'll try to do right here.
Hamilton in motion. Quick give up the middle to Noah Hughes again. He picks up 4 this time. And a 1st down for Scott County at the 31-yard line.
Well, again, all the momentum you gave, if you let Scott County score right here, Mike, then you're right back where you were at the half. As far as momentum, right now, if you can come up with a stop, if you're Lafayette, then you would retain it. But Scott County's doing an excellent job of basically saying, that's fine, you came out and punched us in the mouth, and we're going to counterpunch you right back. See if you can stop us.
So Josh Davis, quick pitch left side to Keith Guy. Good
wow,
block.
What a block by Hamby.
Keith Guy makes 2 guys miss.
And that's
Mason Allstat with the tackle, but all the way down to the 5. Keith Guy picks up 27 yards.
And I called Hamby's name at 67, and it could have been Trey Bender, 62. Both of them could have been out there pulling, but all I can tell you is it was a freight train out in front of a locomotive right there.
Well, I was going to say you need to put up some police tape because there was some major damage. And again, the thing, if you're Scott County, don't get upset when Lafayette scores because you got the lead, and if they can't stop you, they can't win.
That's right.
So 6 minutes to go. Scott County first and goal from the 5. In motion, Keith Guy. They give the handoff up the middle to Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes is going to get down to about the 2-yard line. So pick up a 3 from Noah Hughes. Noah's already got 2 touchdowns on the night.
Ball on the 3-yard line. Don't be surprised if Noah Hughes doesn't get the call again. It's going to be a quick pitch to Keith Guy, and he's going to semi-walk in. So Scott County scores. That makes it 37-26 as Tyler Dummer comes on the field for the extra point attempt.
So Scott County answering. That'll be a 2-yard touchdown run by
Keith Guy. And just a great response by Scott County because, like I said, Lafayette came out and punched them right in the mouth and scored on that opening possession. Scott County says, that's fine, take the kick, and they move it right down the field and score themselves. Tyler Dummer's extra point
is no good, so big miss by Tyler Dummer. Scott County lead is at 11. We'll take a timeout. 5:26 to go in the third. 37-26, Scott County up. We'll be back for the kickoff right after this.
Hi, I'm David Goldman with Georgetown Family Chiropractic. Are backaches and headaches a problem for you? They shouldn't be. Drugs and surgery may mask the pain, but seldom treat the underlying cause. Spinal decompression works to ease pressure between discs without injections and without surgery. Don't learn to live with the pain, and don't let it limit your lifestyle. Call us today for a free evaluation. 866-807-8611.
So welcome back. 5:26 to go. Scott County punches it into the end zone again. They go up 37-26 after the Tyler Dummer extra point is no good. Scott County, Tyler Dummer kicking it off from the 40 back deep. Mason Allstat for Lafayette. Here's the kick from Dummer. Allstat. The kick goes 9 yards deep into the end zone. That's a great defensive weapon.
Well, it is. In the opening possession, they did a nice job of covering, but he didn't quite get all the way into it, and Allstat had a chance. But I don't think you'll see him get a chance to return another one tonight.
37-26. Now it's Lafayette and Walker Wood's turn. It's been a battle of wheels, but Scott County's had the more defensive stops than Lafayette. (37-26). Scott County with 1 extra point missed. Lafayette with 2 extra points blocked. And here's Wood rolling to his right. Hits a receiver. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line is Quentin Brown. On the coverage, Dylan Smith for Scott County.
Walker Wood throws an awful nice pass on the move. Of course, when you got the bookend over there on the other side, he's actually got Wills and Young both back on the left side to start the second half. You know his backside's protected.
And like you say, it's nice to have those two guys over there because they're not going to get beat too often, so you don't have to worry about getting hit from behind.
That's right. That gives you a lot of confidence to keep rolling right until somebody breaks open.
Here's the handoff to Allstott. He goes right side, gets to the defense.
He may go to the house. I don't know that he'll get caught. And he's going to take it to the house.
72-yard touchdown run Mason Allstock for Lafayette.
Now, if you're Lafayette, you go for 2 here, don't you?
You almost have to.
It's Javarius Robinson's on the field, and it looks like Walker Woods staying. Yeah, it looks like their first string offense is going to stay on the field.
I also thought, it wasn't like it was wide open. He just split a couple of defenders, and once he got open,
yeah,
he took track speed. He's not going to get caught.
He took a pretty good shot, but Scott County didn't wrap up. He kind of bounced off.
So the battle of the offense, 37-32. Looks like we're going to hit the under. And let's look at the replay of that run right there real quick. It's just a quick handoff. He's on the left side, comes back to the right. Gets through a hole right there. Lafayette, one tackler misses, doesn't bring him down. And after that, from the 45-yard line on.
Walker Wood scrambling to his right, trying to buy time, and there he finds.
He does.
Again, he just gave him too much time, Mike.
The pass.
And we have a football game.
Matthew Guilfoyle with the 2-point conversion. Walker Woods pass to Guilfoyle is good, and your score 37-34. Scott County up 3. 5:08 to go here in the third quarter. Back after this.
Time for oral surgery. You need a surgeon you can trust and feel at home with. Consider Dr. Robert Henderson at Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery. Specializing in wisdom teeth extraction, surgery to prepare for dentures, biopsies, corrective jaw surgery, TMJ disorders, and dental implants. All outpatient procedures are performed right here in our office. We participate with most insurance, we offer care credit, and take care of all the paperwork. Georgetown Oral and Facial Surgery will give you a lot to smile about.
Scott County.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Colton Dupre kicking off again. Scott County with the hands team. Sam Sutton and Glenn Covington, the second line of defense. Noah Hughes up at about the 35-yard line. So here we go again. Dupre kicks it. Picked up by Jordan Darnell. And we've got a flag on the play that's probably going to be offsides against Lafayette. And that's one thing about it. The defense cannot touch it until it goes 10 yards, but the offense can touch it whenever they want. Just whenever they touch it, it becomes a live football. So that's off to the Bluegrass Kettle Masters. Pretty good old-fashioned kettle corn here. When Toby Murray says, go get me some kettle corn, you stop what you're doing and you go get him kettle corn, right? So I don't think Scott County had the opportunity to decline that because it was offside, our illegal procedure against Lafayette. Excuse me. Lafayette scored twice here in the third quarter. Scott County scored one time. Scott County with the hands team.
Little
pooch kick this time. Glenn Covington catches it, and contact. The ball goes out of bounds as Glenn Covington. I think you could say that was a pretty good hit, and there's a celebration penalty against Lafayette. We couldn't get the number of the player who made the tackle. I think it was Quentin Brown.
I want to say it was Evan Shaw, I think. If it wasn't Brown, he took his helmet off, so I'm not for sure.
Number 2 had the hit. Ricky Johnson. Toby Murray needs to work on the hand signals. Abid Hussein had the hit. So a personal foul penalty, and Glenn Covington did the right thing. It's just one of those, by the time it got down to him, as soon as it touched him, he got laid out. And again, an excessive celebration penalty is going to move the ball into Lafayette territory at the 42. And if you're the Generals, you can't have that happen.
No, that just that's a killer. Because at some point in the next 5 minutes to finish the third in the final 12-minute period, you're going to have to figure out how to stop Scott County at some point. But letting them start inside the 50-yard line is not how you. Yeah. That's not recommended.
It's not the first bullet on the presentation.
No.
So Josh Davis under center. In motion, Bryce Fryman. The quick handoff up the middle to Noah Hughes.
You got to find somebody to hit.
Noah Hughes is going to pick up 9 again. Third time in a row, Noah Hughes on 1st and 10 has picked up 9 yards. Wes Kirk on the tackle for Lafayette. They're going to move back a yard, and they only picked up 8. He's got to do better than that, doesn't he?
Yeah, the 9 was 9 just sounds better.
Mm-hmm. Keith Guy in motion. They go right straight back to Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes picks up 7 this time. Picks up 9. There you go. So it'll be 1st and 10, Scott County 34-yard line. 26-yard line.
You know, this might be a little off the wall, but I mean, you get the feel that you're kind of watching the Hal Mummy era again, and you're wondering if you're Lafayette at this point. Just give me the ball back and let me see if I can outscore you if I get enough possessions.
There's the handoff.
What a block.
Keith Guy, the mysterious toe fumble.
Yeah, he tripped on the 19-yard line or something.
Yep. Got to get down there and mow that 19-yard line. He was wide open, kind of stumbled. And he only picked up 6 yards, so and he still never got touched. 3:50 to go here in the third quarter at Lafayette High School. Scott County up 3, 37-34, and moving. This time they sneak out Noah Hughes. He picks up 3. It'll be 3rd and 1.
As the defensive lineman just pats him on the head.
Now Ian Shaw
couldn't get him down.
With the tackle.
When you got the big boys coming back in now, Willis and Landon Young.
Yep. Jedrick Wills and Landon Young. Wills wears number 73. Landon Young wears 67. 3rd down and 1 for Scott County. Pitch left side to Keith Guy. I guarantee you he picks up 1. Jumps down to the 10-yard line. Quentin Brown on the tackle. They're going to say number 6, DeQuise Sharp, and number 13, Javaris Blair on the tackle. 1st and 10 for Scott County at the 11-yard line. Scott County, pretty good all cylinder all night long offensively.
They've really not missed a beat.
Good high school football game, kind of what we thought it would be, a little bit of a shootout. Scott County special teams have made the difference. 2 blocked extra points, 3 quarterback sacks on punts.
Dylan Smith cuts it up the middle.
Dylan Smith picks up 7 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd down and make it 4 yards. So 6-yard gain on the play. No answer for this Scott County offense. And that's tough when your head coach is your defensive coordinator. And speaking of defense, he was a good one for the Bengals, wasn't he, Eric Shaw? Noah Hughes. Untouched 4-yard touchdown run by Scott County's Noah Hughes.
Tyler Dummer coming in.
Make that a 5-yard touchdown run. And here, a big extra point opportunity right here for Tyler Dummer. .158 to go, Scott County. Chance to get the lead back up to 10, and they do. 44-34 is your score. 1:58 to go in the third quarter. Hats off to Coach Jim McKee and his Scott County offense as they come down, march straight down the field, score another 7, and we'll take a timeout. Scott County up 10. Back after this.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's act.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Pretty much vintage Scott County. Noah Hughes up the middle, picking 8 or 9 yards up, throw it to Keith Guy, and he'll get you the outside and get you close. And then once you get close, give it to Noah Hughes. He goes 5 yards for the touchdown run. Scott County all cylinders offensively, up 10, 44-34. And Lafayette has to keep up.
Yeah, you just put the pressure right back on Lafayette and said, okay, status quo, we're right back where we were. What are you going to do? And Tyler Dummer says you're at least going to start from the 20, although there is a flag. Offside, Scott County. Yeah,
a little bit interesting. Scott County offsides, and again, if you're special teams coach Frank Crossman, you're like, why in the world would we ever be offsides?
Hear the fans hollering for a sideline warning as Coach McKee 3 steps onto the field. Now this will be interesting. Tyler Dummer puts this one in the end zone. That'll be impressive.
Well, he's been kicking them about 8 or 9 yards deep. Looks like they finally got through all the pregame prep over at Commonwealth. All the lights are out. And I saw where they said today if UK beats Florida and the fans charge the field, it's a $250,000 fine. What about that? You going to cover it if they?
I'd say they're going to swarm the field.
Dummer kicks it. Allstott picks it up at the 5. Abney with the initial hit. Also on the tackle, number 10, Gabe Hobson.
Keyshawn Brennan there as well.
Yeah. Gabe Hobson took off those yellow or green sleeves, Mark. It looks like to me maybe they got a little moisture on them. So 1st and 10, Lafayette, 31-yard line.
He still got them.
Their best field position start.
Well, yeah, but only took it. They started on the 20 the last possession, and 2 plays were at the 40. They went long on Scott County to start that second half. Let's see if they do that again.
So the Lafayette fans just aren't happy. Wood back, rolling to his right. Stops, goes long again. He has a receiver open. Quentin Brown just missed him. Quentin Brown was at the 35-yard line. The pass was at the 34.
Just a little bit over the outstretched arm.
Yeah, Quentin Brown passed the Scott County line of defense. Could have been another big gain, but instead it's 2nd down and 10, Lafayette. Into the game for the Generals, number 26, Noah Phillips. Wide receiver, along with Quentin Brown. They'll go to the top right. Allstott in the backfield. Down at the bottom of your screen, Daquan Edwards, number 7. .146 to go here in the third quarter. The clock has moved to a crawl. They'll do that when you have a lot of pass attempts. Scott County up 10. Allstott with the handoff.
Actually, Wood kept it. He's busted to the outside.
He bounces it outside. Walker Wood's going to go to the house. Give him a 68-yard touchdown run. Lafayette scoring big. Big play after big play. Lafayette, 68-yard touchdown run. Walker Wood. And again, Mark, he handed it off, faked it to Allstott, pulled it back.
It looked like he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, but bounced it outside. And once he did, he was outside the containment as it broke down, and he was off to the races.
And you see the speed there.
Now they're going to go for one here, or attempt it again. They've had 2 blocked tonight. So find Eric Abney if you're a Scott County fan. See if he can get the trifecta. Or in hockey they call it the hat trick.
You pretty much call it anything you want as long as it means 3. Penalty, offsides against Scott County. Coach Shaw says, look, you give me a yard and a half, I'm going to go for it.
Wow. Scott County again shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here, Mike.
And Scott County's defense has to step up. 44-240. Again, questioning this call right here. You want to stay within a score. But again, you have to say, you know, is the kicker doing offside kicks because that's part of their offense, or is it just because the leg strength isn't there, so they might not have a place kicker? So under center. It's Wood. He fakes it, spins outside, gets outside containment, throws it. The receiver's open, but the pass is a little bit short. And so the 2-point conversion is no good. So 1:32 to go. 2-point conversion no good. Wood's pass falls into the turf. And Lafayette down to Scott County 44-40. We'll take a timeout. Back after this on the Scott County Sports Network.
The Scott County Public Library allows 3-week checkouts. This allows you to enjoy your favorite books, movies, and DVDs free of charge. Unlike a credit card, we don't charge interest. We save you money. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just use your library card and PIN number to put books or movies on hold or download ebooks and free music. Scott County Public Library. Every day, every aid.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Something you don't see a lot with Coach Monty McIntyre and his defense. Big play by Lafayette. That's about the 4th one of the night. And again, 2 of those have been for a touchdown. You had a 72-yard touchdown run by Mason Allstat in the 3rd quarter. And then you flip over the page and you just had a 68-yard touchdown run by Walker Wood. So Lafayette amassing yards rushing against Scott County's defense. But the only thing that matters, Mark, is the scoreboard. Scott County still up 4. Still questioning that call. You know, especially the pass call, because you're like, a yard and a half doesn't make that much difference. It's probably easier to pass 3 yards out of the end zone than it is a yard and a half. But we're not going to get into the second guessing game. 1:32 to go. Dupree kicking off. Onside kick again. It's picked up by Darnell. He almost let it get past him, but a good job, Jordan Darnell. That's 2 of them for him back-to-back.
Well, they've been picking on him tonight for that onside kick. He's handled it well, like I said, but it's they've pretty much said that's where they're going, and it may not be him that they're just attacking. It's just that spot.
And I tell you what, there's one person that was happy they didn't kind of pooch it, and that was Glenn Covington after that last hit. So 1:32 to go, Scott County. Time for them to get back and answer the call. They've done it to perfection pretty much all night long. Anytime Lafayette has got close, the Scott County offensive Cardinals have done their job. A well-oiled machine, and hats off to those offensive linemen for Scott County. You got the tackles, Brian Hudson and Alex Miller. The guards, Jesse Hamby and Trey Bender, and then the center, Colby McKee, doing a great job for Scott County. Noah Hughes up the middle.
Wow, Noah just pulling them.
Noah says, I'm going to give you about 8.5. Make it 8 yards. And that's what I don't understand there, Mark, is how can the official on that side of the field run from behind and figure out where the tackle and the mark should be? And that's not a mark. That's not a thing on him. That's just a tough spot for the officials on the sideline. So getting ready to go, under a minute to go. 2nd down and 2 for Scott County. You're going to get a dose of Noah Hughes. You can't stop him. And Jedrick Wills says, you can't bring him down. I'm going to jump on top of you. And the big as that man is, he's probably going to go to the ground. But Noah Hughes picks up plenty enough for a 1st down for Scott County. 53 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Scott County up 4, 44-40 here on the Scott County Sports Network.
And at some point, if you're Scott County or if you're Lafayette, you've got to figure out a way to stop them. Because right now, like you said, this is as good efficiently as Scott County's been all year on the offensive side of the football tonight.
So Noah Hughes slips through.
Finds about 4 more guys to hit before he goes down.
Gets down to the 26-yard line.
And what I mean by that, Mike, I think they were in the red zone. They've only not scored once tonight, but when they've had to, they've marched it right down the field and scored. Lafayette just hasn't had an answer for them, except the one time Scott County shot themselves in the foot and had some penalties.
Yeah, Noah Hughes picks up 14 on that one. He got through the first seam, and once he did, he kind of slipped a tackler. Somebody's trying to tackle him at his ankles, and you don't do that to Noah Hughes.
Well, and you're getting ready to get to the fourth quarter. You're going to start seeing some clock management here with how long Scott County takes in between each play. Here's Keith Guy, and there is nobody out there.
They all went for that fake. Keith Guy with a stiff arm out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Wow.
Down to the 6-yard line again.
There wasn't anybody out there. They all crammed inside the box to get Noah Hughes.
So 3 quarters in the book. Scott County, a well-oiled machine offensively, up 44-40. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the fourth quarter here on the Scott County Sports Network.
Well, there's a big name in cars that we all know.
Over 40 years, and Frank Shoup in Georgetown is still a big name in cars.
He's big on service and he's big on deals. He sells all the biggest names on wheels. Frank Shoup's a new tradition. Bring on the competition. Frank Shoup is gonna set the pace.
Georgetown means great cars, great local sports, great people, and Galvin's, a great place where friends meet for great Galvin's food. Galvin's voted the best local restaurant in Georgetown. Enjoy a great specialty sandwich from Philly cheesesteaks to Strombolis. Bring the whole family. Watch the big games on the big screens. You'll watch the game. We'll make the munchies like our signature pizzas and home-cut potato chips. Galvin's on Main Street next to the courthouse. Join us on Facebook for all the latest Galvin's actions.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie and the governor, Mark Walls. He's up jumping around a little bit. Third quarter stats, Mark, when I look at them before I turn them over to you. Red zone scoring chances, Scott County 5 of 6. Lafayette only 2 of 2. That shows you the amount of big plays Lafayette has had. I'll let you look at those as we get into the fourth quarter. We'll come back to the third quarter stats here in a minute on the Scott County Sports Network. Scott County first and goal from the 7-yard line. They give it inside to Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes down to the 6. Pickup of 2 yards. Second down and goal. Scott County 6 yards out from the pay dirt. Again, a reminder, come out Sunday. Longview Golf Course, dinner or lunch at 12:30. Scramble starts at 1:30. Scott County boys basketball. Pitch outside, Keith Guy. He's going to the pine cone and gets it.
Easy.
6-yard touchdown run. Keith Guy. Scott County keeps answering the bell. 6-yard touchdown run.
There's a flag. So you got one.
Keith Guy has 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown runs on the night.
Unsportsmanlike.
Lafayette. Coach McKee's going to want that on the kickoff. So again, Lafayette, a little bit too much emotion here tonight. That's about their 4th or 5th personal foul penalty. Dummer with Abney at hold. Miller, the short snapper. The ball's down. The kick is up and good. 11:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. Scott County and Lafayette, both teams scoring a lot, but unfortunately for Lafayette, Scott County came into the fourth quarter with a lead, and they extend that lead up to 11, 51-40. We'll take a timeout back after this.
September is Hispanic Heritage Month at the Scott County Public Library. Take free Latin dance classes, enter our salsa recipe contest, enjoy a Latin American travel log with world traveler Ryan Kelly, and rock to the tunes of Grupo Zeramar and his band at Royal Spring Park on September 26th at 4 p.m. Call the library or visit our website, www.scottpublive.org, to learn more.
Welcome back, Scott County Sports Network. Mark, while we wait for the kickoff, it'll be a 15-yard penalty. Let's look at the third quarter stats.
Well, Mike, when you look at it individually, Keith Guy's got 209 yards through 3 quarters on 17 carries, averaging 12.3. Noah Hughes has 125 on 20 carries, averaging 6.2. Defensively, Tyler Braxton, 6.5 tackles. When you look at it, Mason Allstat now has 178 yards rushing on 15 carries, and Walker Wood has 136 yards on 9 carries for average of 15.1. So, as you said, Mike, it's a shootout. Both teams are scoring, but it's 51-40. Scott County up by 11 with 11:25 to go in the game.
All righty, here comes the kick from Dummer. Pretty much guaranteed it's going to go in the end zone.
Can almost kick that with his left foot and got it there.
So 11:25 to go. Lafayette has to keep answering the bell. Scott County up 11, 51-40. Lafayette starts their possession, 1st and 10. At the 20-yard line. And again, both teams just want that one stop, I think. Give a shout out to our team physician. He's home listening to us tonight. He'll be back with us on home games. So Wood with the snap, evades pressure. Scott County does a good job of containing right there. Keyshawn Brent and Eric Abney. They get the pressure, but they keep him in the pocket. And once they've done that, he has nowhere to go. Scott County, Eric Abney with the quarterback sack, loss of 4 yards. Good crowd here tonight at Lafayette High School. Like we say, Scott County travels well. You look over the visiting bleachers, pretty much full for Scott County. We had a huge crowd up in Cincinnati last week, too, didn't we, Mark?
Yeah, it was a good traveling crowd. Yeah, I think a lot of people enjoyed that trip. And there's Walker Wood busting it up the middle. Eric Abney, Keyshawn Brent, and
big hit by
Jeremiah Happy coming from behind. No, Hernandez, 92.
Yep. So big pickup. It'll be 3rd down and 4. That'll be a pickup of 10 yards on the play. And again, a big play here, 3rd down for Lafayette. Officially calling it a gain of 11 yards. Allstott behind Walker Wood. Wood fakes the handoff. Here comes the pressure from Abney.
Oh,
right through the hands of Quentin Brown. And again, you got, just the blame on that one to the wide receiver. And here's the big call here, Mark. 4th and 3, deep in your own territory. Go for it or you punt.
Yeah, it looks like he's bringing in the punt unit. It was a no-win situation for him. I don't think he can stop him. So, I mean, he's going to give it back, and he's looking at being down another 7 points, which would be 18.
Number 9, Walker Wood, the punt formation.
I'm not sure you try to pull the string here. Well, if you do, you're talking about Gutsy.
He's rolling up. He's going under center. Now he's coming back. High snap. 1-step punt. He gets it off. Dylan Smith needs to be sure hands. He catches it at the 38. He tries to get to the outside to get to the wall. And he just needs to go down. He does at the 47-yard line. So 10-yard return by Scott County's Dylan Smith. And again, Scott County's defense put the pressure right here. Now Lafayette's defense has to answer. And if you're a Scott County fan, they haven't done that all night long.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was a no-win situation for Coach Shaw because obviously you're too far in your own territory to risk that 4th down call. But at the same time, you haven't had an answer for Scott County all night long. So, you play the percentages and they say to punt it.
And the thing here, Mark, we talk about a lot of times defenses putting blitz pressure on you. With Scott County's offense, the blitz doesn't affect you at all because you know where you're going, and usually it's a quick give up the middle. And they're going to go straight to Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes
Well, I tell you what, that's the best thing that they've done tonight. They stopped him for no gain. So it's going to be second and long for Scott County.
Since 68. Vince Hill, with the tackle. And again, they answered the bell right there. Uncharacteristic loss on a carry from Noah Hughes, 9:14 to go. Scott County up 11, 51-40. Reverse handoff, and there's the wide open Jordan Darnell. Has it in his hands at the 20 and drops it.
And there's the tight end, and it was good. He was wide open. Hit him in the worst spot it could hit him, right in the hands.
It hit him in the hands, but he didn't kind of catch it with his hands open, palms up. He kind of caught it almost like a baseball. And once he did that, he kind of lost control. And lucky that Lafayette didn't.
Yeah, it bounced off his hands straight up. And very fortunate that Lafayette didn't catch that bounce, ricochet.
There's one right there you put in the missed opportunity bucket for Scott County.
Well, second, if you go back to the first, and they didn't score from the 3-yard line in that first quarter. But
right side, Keith Guy has the blockers.
And
there's the flag.
And Lafayette's defense has done its job. If you're Lafayette, you have to almost say, calm down here a little bit, guys. The whistle's been blowing. You try to throw him down.
So 6-yard pickup. Flag on the field. That's probably going to be a holding against Scott County. Personal foul against Scott County.
I thought, was it personal foul or holding?
Holding Scott County, excuse me. Looked like the hold happened at about the 48.5-yard line.
And I think he's made the decision to back him up, which I think you have to.
I'd rather not give Scott County 2 plays to pick up 20. I'd rather give them 1 play to pick up 11. Just one man's opinion.
I'm going to play the percentages.
All righty, 3rd and long for Scott County. It's going to be 3rd and 18.
The real question is, do you believe he'll put the ball in the air?
They've gone to Glenn Covington once, did a one-handed catch in the corner of the end zone, didn't get both feet in. Looks for Keith Guy maybe in the flat. That's something Josh Walls made famous for Scott County.
And he is putting it up in the air.
He's throwing up. Keith Guy has an opening. He catches it at the 34, knocked out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. Big play, good throw from Josh Davis, and a good finish by Glenn Covington.
When the Lafayette defender turned to kind of find the ball, he kind of got his feet tangled up, and he went down, and once he did that, there was no...
And that's what I was, Glenn Covington had him beat by about 6 yards. The ball was a little bit underthrown, and that kind of might have messed the defender up because he tried to adjust, and when he did, he falls down, and then Covington catches it and picks up another 8 yards. Big play, Scott County, 1st and 10.
Well, I'll tell you what, he sure fooled me. I would have bet the house he wouldn't have put it in the air, so good play call there by Coach McKee.
Now back with a dose of Noah Hughes. Noah Hughes picks up 10.
And see, that's the deflating thing. You haven't stopped.
We'll have to check and see how big of a gain that was on the Covington pass. But 3rd and 18. Give a big play, and then here comes Noah Hughes. And those are deflating types of runs, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, you had them stopped to get the holding penalty. You think, okay, push them back. Let's get a little bit more field position gain in that switch is what you're hoping for. You just don't anticipate your defender falling down.
Here goes Noah Hughes again. 2nd down and short. Noah Hughes picks up 6 yards. So it's going to be good enough for a 1st down for Scott County. 1st down, the Cardinal machine is rolling in full motion. Lafayette had an opportunity after the holding call, but Josh Davis, Glenn Covington answer the bell. Scott County, after stopping Lafayette to keep the score at 11, if they score here, it's going to be tough for Lafayette to score 3 times.
Just not enough time left.
With less than 7 minutes to go. Here comes Keith Guy.
Oh, what an in and out.
Good in and out move. Covington.
Oh,
they're going to call Covington with the block in the back.
I reckon you can't argue because if you put hands on him in the back, it's an automatic call, but there wasn't much.
And Keith Guy was behind him when he blocked him, though. He was already past that defender. We have holding against Scott County. So it'll be a 10-yard penalty to Scott County. We have to do some quick math right here. About 1st and 19. Scott County pretty much in the identical situation before on the big pass from Josh Davis. And what a great job Josh Davis has done tonight. You haven't really called his name very much, which is good after the 2 miscues last week on the center quarterback exchange. He's really threw some good passes. A couple of them have been underthrown, but a couple of them have been right where they needed to be. Big plays for Scott County. Here comes. Wow.
Kendrick Hamilton.
Kendrick Hamilton runs 16 yards before a Lafayette General defender that's close enough to touch him. Wow. We're going to get a timeout, Lafayette. That means we'll take a timeout as well. Just under 7 minutes to go in the ball game. And really, you might have 7 minutes to go, but right here is the ball game. Scott County inside the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 3. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back to see what happens on the Scott County Sports Network. Back after this.
J&L Pharmacy and Home Medical Equipment, located on South Broadway in Georgetown, Kentucky, is locally owned and operated by Scott County native Philip Johnson. J&L Pharmacy can meet all your prescription and compounding needs, and they will match all local pharmacy prescription cash prices, guaranteed. They have a convenient drive-through window, offer free local delivery, and are open 6 days a week. J&L can also provide you with all your home medical needs, including home oxygen with 24-hour emergency service. Stop by the store or give them a call at 502-863-9823 for all your pharmacy needs.
Make him happy. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 7 minutes to go in the ball game. But you look down at the field. More importantly, Scott County inside the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 2. And Mark, twice this possession they've had 1st down and 18, and they've come up with 2 big plays in both opportunities. And none of them bigger than that Josh Davis pass to Glenn Covington, picked up about 40 yards after all was said and done. So Josh Davis under center for Scott County. Noah Hughes up the middle. It's going to be close to the 1st down marker. Landon Young with the tackle. It's going to be short, 3rd and short. Big play right here. Lafayette, to have any chance whatsoever, has to hold Scott County to a field goal. Josh Davis and Coach McKee thinking about it. Here comes Josh Davis on the trot. Again, a reminder, we will be not doing a broadcast next week, the game at Clark County. But we'll be back. 2 weeks after that, Scott County travels to Henry Clay. But here's the 3rd down play. Josh Davis, quarterback keeper.
And there's a flag.
A flag as he goes into the end zone.
And his throw is going to be holding on Scott County, I believe.
Number 5, South Davis. Flags on the play.
Chop block against Scott County. I think what they call that, Mark, once you have a lineman or a defender engaged up above, you can't hit him below the waist. And I think that's what Scott County did. And again, big penalty against Scott County right there. Josh Davis with the score. And that's going to be a big one. All the way out to the 18-yard line. So 3rd down and 14 for Scott County. Do you look, well, Glenn Covington's up on the left side, so that pretty much takes out the fade route. Hand off Keith Guy. They're going to let our best go against them. Landon Young comes from behind.
Yeah, but
short game.
Again, Brandon Lane did a nice job of taking on the blocker, kind of slowing things up. He won't get credit in the stats for the tackle, but
so 5:40 to go. Scott County right here. Do they go for the field goal attempt or they go for it 4th and 13? Coach McKee says, I'm going to go for it.
Wow.
Big call right here.
Trying to draw them off sides, maybe?
You got to do it about three times, at least twice.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if he's trying to do it to position, but Dummer's already hit from
36. Missed from 31.
Wow.
It's on the fade to Covington. He goes up and makes the play.
Wow.
Lincoln Covington up over the defenders.
Kind of confidence builder is that?
15-yard touchdown pass. Davis to Covington, and again, Lincoln Covington just goes up over top of the defender. Wow.
Man, he's got some good hands.
Well, you take good hands and you put some good hops with it.
I know, but those hands, man, they got to be strong because, like I said, he just went up and snatched that ball. He doesn't wait for it. He goes and gets it. That's what you got to like.
Yep. That's what you have to do.
Uh-oh, there's something over. We got two officials on the sideline with Coach McKee over there.
Don't know what that was about. Might be some fans doing something they should not be doing.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of people over there in that end zone over there behind the bench. So
Coach Covington, the new principal at Scott County High School, over there taking charge. So Dummer in to tip the extra point. He's only missed one time here tonight. Scott County. Big possession right there. Lafayette has to be shaking their heads. They had Scott County 3rd and long 3 times. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So Scott County extends the lead 58-40 with 5:11 to go. We'll take a timeout back after this on the Scott County Sports Network.
Community Hospital is a 75-bed acute care facility with an award-winning history providing excellence in health care. Georgetown has been named one of the best places to work in Kentucky for 5 of the last 6 years. The hospital continues to add new medical services and to grow the number of specialists and primary care physicians. It also features an award-winning ICU, medical surgery unit, and 24-hour emergency services. Georgetown Hospital, located on Lexington Road in Georgetown, Kentucky. Here for your needs 24 hours a day.
Separate you. Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. 5:11 to go. Scott County's offense answering the bell again. Overcome a lot of miscues right there. They had a 1st and 18 twice. Overcame that. And then more importantly, Mark, 4th down and 14. Scott County throws it up in the air. Glenn Covington not only goes up with 2 hands and makes the play, he goes up and gets it and initiates contact with the football instead of letting the football come to him. Huge. And right there you say, we were talking about it, you look at it and you say the numbers tell you to go for 3 and put it at 14, but Coach McKee knows his offense, and especially after it works, as Allstock catches it in the end zone, looks a whole lot better, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can't argue with the call because it worked, and like I said, you got to have confidence in your defensive unit too, which the defense have played better in the second half. They've given up some long plays, and some big plays as they've scored, but you're telling Monty McIntyre that you have confidence in his unit by going for that.
And the thing about it is now Scott County's 3 scores ahead, and with 5 minutes to go,
not enough time.
And the success Scott County's offense has had, even if Lafayette were able to score, I don't know if they can stop Scott County quick enough.
I don't know if they get the ball back.
So 1st down and 10, 20-yard line, Walker Wood. In my opinion, all he's been written up to be. Good player. Mason Allstott surprising us as well. He's well over 100 yards. Scott County doing well on the offensive side. Keith Guy, Noah Hughes, Hamilton. There's a long pass to Brown. Defense by Eric Abney. Ball a little bit overthrown out of bounds. 2nd and 10, Lafayette. So again, a reminder, we will not be bringing the ball game next week at Clark County. We'll be back in 2 weeks after that. Scott County has a bye week after Clark County game. We'll be back at Henry Clay. Scott County alum Sam Simpson had a lot of tough luck against Scott County in recent years. His Blue Devils, I guarantee you they'll be ready. Pass is complete to Quentin Brown. Makes one guy miss.
Eric Abney on the tackle.
Eric Abney, shoestring tackle. Pickup is going to be good enough for a first down. They're going to mark off a 15-yard penalty, so a personal foul penalty against Scott County. I didn't see what the call was.
Yeah, I don't even
Roughing the passer is the call against Scott County. Generals is what he said. 1st and 10 for Lafayette. Down 18, clock running, under 4 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the ball game. Walker Wood, plenty of time. Flag on the play, and there's an interception by Keith Guy. Keith Guy on the tackle, number 58. Will Bischoff, the center. So it's going to be holding against Lafayette. They're going to decline that in Scott County. Keith Guy, big defensive interception right there, and Walker Wood. Scott County was almost like in a prevent defense. Lafayette had 5 guys blocking, 2 or 3 guys for Scott County. Finally, they got tired of blocking and just kind of threw one to the ground. That's when the holding penalty went down. Walker Wood's pass. I don't know for sure who it was intended for, but it goes right into the hands of Keith Guy. Full sprint when he catches it. He picks up about 15 after the interception. Scott County a chance to put the nail in the coffin as they have it 1st and 10 inside the Lafayette 50-yard line.
That might have been the nail in the coffin. They needed to score right there to even have a outside chance. So
again, we will not take the opportunity to talk to Coach McKee after the game. It's tough to do on away games. So 58-40 is your score. 4:33 to go. Scott County, the offense has been running on all cylinders most of the night, especially here in the second half, as Noah Hughes consistently getting 8-9 yards on first down. Here he picks up 6. So we got to have a talk with him. So we have a player injured, so we'll take a timeout as well as a Lafayette player is down on the field. 4:18 to go. Scott County up 18, 58-40 back after this.
Steve Skierman, agency manager at the Scott County Farm Bureau Insurance, would like you to know that as your local insurance agent, he is right here in your community, ready to help you with all your insurance needs. In the event of a loss, you can count on Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance to help you through it. We have local claims adjusters to serve you at your time of loss. We are knowledgeable about our community and can provide valuable assistance and advice when needed. Call the office today at 502-863-2454 for a free, no obligation quote. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, big on commitment.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network. Mike Ritchie, Mark Walls, Toby Murray, Kevin Ritchie. We're the broadcast crew bringing you Scott County football every Friday night here, home or away. The away games are brought to you live. The home games are brought to you on a tape delay. It's been a good ball game here tonight. Scott County putting up 58 points. Lafayette only able to score just 40, Mark. Back in our day, if you put up 40, you were going to win every time, weren't you?
Yeah, but that back in the day, I'm not sure the scoreboard went that high.
Yeah. And we joke about that, but a lot of scoreboards today, you don't need them to be that high. So we've had about 600 people watch the game live, so we really appreciate that. Here's Kendrick Hamilton around the left side. Gets through the defenders. Nobody near him. And tackled 20 yards downfield. Kendrick Hamilton on a nice run. So I want to say a shout out to the folks listening to us tonight. Glad you could join us for the ball games. Had a lot of people listen to us, Mark, actually out of country. And if I was a guessing man, I think it would probably be some of the Toyota employees traveling overseas and out west to California. Again, hats off to you for doing that. There goes Scott County again. Kendrick Hamilton picking up yards. This time he picks up 17 down to the 1 yard line.
First down, Scott County. First and goal from the 3 yard line.
Unplug the wireless cord. We have a red.
So Scott County first and goal. Kendrick Hamilton goes left side into the end zone. 2 yard touchdown run. Kendrick Hamilton.
Number 29,
Tyler Dummer in to attempt the extra point. Scott County 3 scores in a row.
Okay, buddy, thank you.
Scott County, Tyler Dummer in to attempt the extra point. Kendrick Hamilton. In to score from 2 yards out. The kick is good. And this ball game's pretty much over. 3 minutes left to go, but Scott County. I don't think 69 is the right score, is it? I think 65-40 should be your score. $65-44 is your score, Scott County.
Number 29, Tyler Dummer to kick off for Scott County. Shooting for Lafayette, number 1, Mason Allstat, number 8, Swinton Brown.
Tyler Dummer with the kick. Kick bounces. Allstott stops it from going in the end zone at the 2. Picks it up. He gets out to the 21-yard line before he's brought down by the Scott County kickoff team.
Tackle number 10, Gabe Hopkins. Number 38, K.J. Christopher.
So Scott County offense pretty much unstoppable here in the second half.
I'm going to tell you what, they were functioning on all cylinders.
25-point lead, 2:49 to go. Again, not going to be able to have Coach McKee come up and join us tonight. As soon as the ball game's over, we're going to shut it down. Got to get Toby Murray out to get some wings. Mason Allstott on the carry. Gets down to the 25.5-yard line. We'll say pickup of 4. Second down, 6.
Second down, 6.
So Scott County should be a prohibitive favorite next week at Clark County. Then they'll have 2 weeks to prepare for Henry Clay. You got to be liking what you're seeing from the Scott County Cardinal team up to this point.
Yeah, you from the offensive standpoint, they're just as efficient as they've always been. You kind of look to expect that, but there's some things on the defense that gave up some big plays tonight. But at the same time, when you say that, that's something Scott County needs to work on. You really need to recognize how good a football team Lafayette is on the offensive side as well. So, you got to give kudos, as Coach Willard always tells you, Mike, the other team practices too. So, that may just be the fact that, hey, you ran up against a good passing team that's going to burn you every once in a while, and that's going to happen. But like I said, there's going to be some things that you can continue to improve upon.
Yep. So that's a 15-yard face mask penalty against Scott County, and
there's another flag. That's got to be an unsportsmanlike on Scott County from where that was thrown.
Tyler Braxton goes palms up, shaking his head.
That had to be
Something verbal said, probably.
Yeah. And at this point in the game, you're looking at, why.
No, unsportsmanlike conduct against Scott County, so that's 30 yards total penalties. Back-to-back 15-yard penalties in Lafayette. That's their third biggest play of the night. Pick up of 30 yards if you want to look at it that way, right?
Yeah. I'm a little bit kind of watching over here with Allstad's had a heck of a football game. They're looking at his shoulder over here.
So Walker Wood back with the pass. He rolls to the right, stops, flinging it long. Keith Guy stopped, but the receiver was about 6 yards behind him. Easy pitch and catch right there as Keith Guy kind of got turned. And again, I don't care how good you are, once you get turned, there is no recovery.
And you're out there on that island.
In any sport, right? Basketball, baseball.
You're out there on
football.
that island.
34-yard pickup on the play. First and goal, Lafayette. Lob pass up in the air, intended for number 7, Daquan Edwards. And again, the difference right there, if you see that, Daquan Edwards lets it come into his chest. Glenn Covington's going up and catching it, full arms extended at the top
apex
of the leap. Is that the big word I was looking for?
Apex is what you're looking for.
That Bourbon County education coming back, paying off well for the governor, Mark Walls. 1:43 to go, 65-40. Reckon that doesn't say much about my Harrison County education, right?
I didn't say a word.
I heard you whispering. And the run by Matthew Silvestri, 7-yard touchdown run. They're in for the extra point attempt. Is Colton Dupre. 65-46. Didn't take them long to score, but when you have 30 yards of penalties. At 30 yards of penalty and a 34-yard pitch and catch.
Let's see if Eric Abney's in the game. He still may have a shot at a hat trick here.
Walker Wood. He didn't even kick it. Walker Wood's just running around. Pass is complete. In and out of the arms, excuse me. And you got to like Walker Wood doesn't give up, does he? That's one of those where you almost just take a knee and say, forget it. But Walker Wood scampers around for about 10 or 15 seconds. Hits receiver on the dead run right in the shoulder pad. Sometimes that's the worst place. So a minute 38 to go. 65-46 is your score. We'll take probably, hopefully, our last time out. We'll come back for the final minute 38 here on the Scott County Sports Network.
The Shanghai Express Chinese Restaurant is a locally owned restaurant located in the Indian Acres Shopping Center in Georgetown, Kentucky. Tony would like to invite everyone to come on by and dine in the spacious dining room that can host groups both small and large. Shanghai Express has been voted the best Chinese restaurant in Georgetown, Kentucky multiple years in a row by the Georgetown News Graphic. Stop by the restaurant or give Tony a call at 502-868-6858 to enjoy the best Chinese food in Central Kentucky.
Welcome back to the Scott County Sports Network, Lafayette. Quick work. 80-yard scoring opportunity, kept off 7-yard touchdown run, Matthew Silvestri. But again, a minute 38 seconds to go. Lafayette, one timeout. You'll see clock management, Scott County style, coming up right here. Coach McKee's one of the best.
It'll be fullback dive, fullback dive, fullback dive, really.
And then we'll look and see how much time's left to decide if we're going to do it on 4th down, right?
Yep. He's got the hands team all the way across again.
Scott County, 9 guys within 20 yards of the ball at the 40-yard line. This time he's going to pooch it, and it gets past Scott County.
KJ Christopher.
Glad to see him back. He got hurt a couple of weeks ago. Christopher still on his feet. He's going north, east, and west, and a little bit south, or north on that one. you look up, you're like, wow, Scott County. So a minute and 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Scott County's got to run off 180 seconds with the lead, 65-46 at 19. And the thing you got to look at, Lafayette's probably the favorite to win District 7. So there's a good chance Scott County keeps rolling the way they have been. That could be your regional championship game down the road. Lafayette, Scott County. We all know where I went to school. Maybe I need Andy's help, right?
Well, that's
and again, just to bring you up to date here, I said a minute and 80 seconds. Mark kind of added up for me and said, no, it's a minute 50. I'm not for sure if he's right or not, but Noah Hughes says, I'm going to take all the doubt out of this one. Noah Hughes picks up 26 yards.
It's been probably, what, Mike, since Jose Smith at a fullback's had close to 200 yards in a game for Scott County. Noah Hughes got to be getting close.
You had Jose, you had Keith Smith right there with him as well.
Yeah, but it's been that long. I'd say it's been that far back since they've had that many yards.
Who'd Noah replace?
Kevin Clausen.
I think he had a 200-yard game there somewhere. Don't make me pull out the stats.
I wouldn't bet against you, but like I said, I just know he's approaching close to.
And Mark, again, both of us are wrong. A minute and 30 seconds left is just 90 seconds to go. You were closer, but we both were wrong. We'll have a conversation with Andy on Monday, figure it out.
Yeah.
So remember, Andy, if you're listening, you got to tell us how many seconds is it when you have a minute and 30 seconds left. So we're under a minute to go. Scott County probably going to run one more play here and walk out of here with the victory. Your final score looks like it's going to be Scott County 65, Lafayette 46. Great ball game. Fun game to watch. A little bit long, but
that's what I was getting ready to say. We've been here an awful long time.
It's an exciting football game to watch, especially if you're offensive-minded. And again, Coach Shaw has his team working and getting better. But Scott County's going to hold on here for the victory. So 65-46 is your final score. So from our broadcast partner, Mark Walls, for Kevin Ritchie, run the computer, Toby Murray, the best videographer in the land. I'm Mike Ritchie. We're all the Scott County Sports Network. We're going to take a time. We're going to actually shut it down, head over to eat some wings. We'll be back in about 3 weeks at Henry Clay here on the Scott County Sports Network. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.